slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave. It came along and made me a slave. Now I'm craving things that I should crave.
Hi, this is the 6th Trump cover song. The Dancing Sings Big singing channel presents Wrecking Ball. Please share, like, and subscribe to support Trump. Thank you. They cheat, they lied, our hearts ache. We were tricked, never asking why. We fight, we fell under their trap. A scheme no one could deny. Don't you ever say they can't walk away. We will always want Trump. We can't live a life running for our lives. We will always want Trump. He came in like a wrecking ball. He never hit so hard in the swamp. All I wanted was to come equal most. All they ever did was trick us. Yeah, they tricked us. We put integrity high up in the sky, and now it's coming down. They slowly turned it, let us down, and now it's crashed to the ground. Don't you ever say they can't walk away. We will always want Trump. We can't live a life running for our lives. We will always want Trump. He came in like a wrecking ball. He never hit so hard in the swamp. All
Level 1
was
complete.
to come equal most. All they ever did was trick us. He came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, they just block windows and cheat. That observers away 60 feet. All they ever did was trick us. Yeah, they tricked us. We never meant to start a war. We just want to cut legal rules. And instead of blocking ears, they should have let observers in. We never meant to start a war. We just want to cut legal rules. They should have let observers in.
37% to level 2.
Don't you ever say they can't walk away. We will always want Trump. He came in like a wrecking ball. It never hit so hard and strong. All we wanted was to come equal world. All they ever did was trick us. He came in like a wrecking ball. Yeah, they just block windows and cheat. Let observers away 60 feet. All they ever did was trick us. Yeah, they tricked us. Yeah, they tricked us. Thank you.
She's too good. She's too good for me. Good luck with that, Baha. Alright, let's see what we got. We're at 66% to level 2. Remember, it's Tinfoil Tuesday, so if we get to level 5, tinfoil armor, gloves, all that good stuff. So let's get to level 5 if we can. Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits says, Hannah in chat to brighten an awful, rainy, no good, very bad day. Well, I'm sorry you're having a bad one. I hope I can make it a little better. Jody Girl, thanks for 10 months, says, my son is starting hormones next month. He is very excited. I get to go with him to his first appointment. Oh, good for him. I hope all that goes very smoothly and he enjoys the testosterone. Smithical Creature, thank you for subscribing at Tier 1 for 12 months. Happy anniversary. Kirthan with 100 bits, thank you very much. Blackwing Hecate says, better than the vegan teacher. Probably true. Jody Girl 78, thanks for gifting a Tier 1 sub. It's Ceci, thanks for subscribing for 9 months. That's a sub baby, says, what the Christ is this? This is the inspiration for your sub baby's name. Your baby's name is Danzy Sings Good. First name Danzy, last name Sings Good. 69% to level 2 with a minute and a half left. Bittergrin with 100 bits says, bits for Queen. Danzy, Pure Big Mad Boatman. Thank you for gifting a sub to the community. Andrew Patella with 30 bits says, wait, she was on time for once. What the actual F? D-Thumb with 30 bits says, so beautiful. Mequilarius says, Tesla stock price is disgusting. That's the real conspiracy, no kidding. There's only a minute left on level 2. Don't make me bring Danzy back. Pyromancer, thanks for subscribing at Tier 1 for 12 months. Appreciate it. Happy anniversary. X Flowers for Brains with 50 bits says, hope you like this joke as much as I did. Free hat and every box. Yeah, someone sent that to me on Twitter. By the way, if you guys send me something on Twitter, I probably see it. If I don't respond, it's just because I can't respond to everyone. I do see most of the stuff you guys send. Mike Max with 30 bits says, saw the P Spider-Man video on Cirrus's channel and I agree that Toby deepfake is so awful. Yeah, well, what are you gonna do? Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, my car speakers just shattered the windows. Thanks, Danzy. Brockagum, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Bittergrin, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs to the community. Much appreciated. 10 subs. Woo! Puka, thanks for gifting 300 bits. Says, no Danzin, mercy on us, Dark Mother. Humble brag, but Hannah always responds to you on Twitter. Yeah, that makes sense, considering you're my fiance. Norman Styles with 50 bits says, hype, level 4 complete. Dragonfly with 100 bits, thank you very much. I might not have to torture you with Danzy. We're already 36% to level 5. As long as we get to level 5, I won't torture you with Danzy anymore today. The Atheist Brony, thanks for tier 2 for 10 months, says, a friend of mine has been inspired by you and Jake and wants to do a podcast of our own based on your model. Any advice? Yes. Do it and have fun. Have fun doing it, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, but at least you had fun. Have fun with your friend first, and hopefully people will find that engaging. That's the only advice I can give. Make sure you're enjoying it, otherwise no one else will. Spooky Juice with 50 bits says, I finally get to attend a Tinfoil Tuesday after 3 weeks of ADHD, making me forget what day it is until after it was already over. Well, I'm glad you could make it. 92% to level 5. It's Sassy, thanks for 500 bits. Procagom with 100 says, what if we want more Danzy? Then you would have to gift me a ridiculous number of subs or bits. 92% to level 5. Sanity awaits me. Thanks for gifting 2 subs to the community. How much we talking? 50. Gift me 50 subs and I'll play another Dancy sub. 20. I'll even down it to 20. Hydrate. MH Dark Beast says, howdy, hope you're doing well today. Not tinfoil, but I thought it was interesting for Halloween. Okay. A Black People's History of Halloween and Haunts. I'll save it. This might be something we'd watch, like, on Chudwatch. I assume it has to do with, like, racial issues. Although I'm assuming this person is not a Chud, but you know what I mean. It would fit more into that political skewing show. Stromboli for Wi-Fi says, wife, no, I don't want a Star Wars-themed orgy. Ew. Me, no, it's Star Trek-themed, and it's called a Borgy. Resistance is futile, but consent is key. And that catches us up. We're at 126% to level 5 with a minute and a half left. Let's take a look at what we're looking at today. We have Nathan Thompson is back for some reason. He's periodically coming back, but only very rarely. Peter has a short video. Bob Larson, the fake exorcist, is going to debate whether or not Squid Game is demonic. This guy is going to talk about Shatner going to space and how he thinks the end of the world is coming. Argonium Bum, thanks for 15 months, says, just tuned in. Did I miss Danzy? You did. But if anyone gifts 20 subs, they'll get another Danzy. But no one's going to do that. So, Danzy's probably over for a day. This is just a Sid's Roth's It's Supernatural video. This is another Q person talking about the Devolution Trump military conspiracy. This person, this is interesting. This is a series on someone who believes that magicians don't do illusions, but they believe that they actually do magic with the aid of demons. So in this video, we're going to find out how magicians make deals with demons. Excessive Observer, thanks for 17 months. And Andrew Patella says, don't sell yourself short. 30 sub minimum per grifter, or per gifter. Alex Chu has a new prophetic Trump dream. Conspiracy vibes. This is just random woo-woo bullshit. And call for an uprising. Yeah, so you get it. Annie Kai says, Penn has talked about that. There are a lot of people who believe they are actually doing magic. Yeah, that's very strange to me. Like, we've understood magic's not real for a very long time. Though we've known the Earth is round for a long time, too. And that doesn't stop people, so. I guess, I don't know. Anyway, thanks for the level 5 hype train, everyone. Let's get the tinfoil on, and we will get this party started right. I'm in a mood today. I don't know. While I'm getting tinfoiled, I don't have a lot to say about this video, so while I'm putting on all the tinfoil stuff, I'll play this Peter video. It's only 3 minutes long. Let's get it out of the way early. Here he is just coping more and just saying, we're winning, guys. We're definitely gonna win. There's not really any news in this one. Same stuff.
Welcome back, Patriots. It's Peter Haney here, and I'm very excited about yet another message direct.
Left Flank Vets, thank you for raiding. Welcome, raiders. I'm Hannah. I'm a leftist streamer. Today is Tinfoil Tuesday, where we look at conspiracies. Often, because of the nature of conspiracies these days, right-wing conspiracies, we talk about QAnon believers a lot, but it gets into all sorts of fun stuff. So come and hang out, maybe play Tinfoil Tuesday Bingo. The first winner of that gets a gift sub, and just watch all the crazy. It'll be a good time. Go check out Left Flank Vets here on Twitch. Really great channel. So make sure you give them a follow. So let's continue with the Peter video as I don my tinfoil armor.
From Trump saying that we will win. This is a recent message. Check it out right here. Basically, what he says here is, you know, with so many forces against us, big tech, the fake news media, the radical left, the rhinos, and more, we're at such a disadvantage. But we will win anyway. It's interesting because he makes these statements like, you know, the whole world is being destroyed and Joe Biden's ruining everything and then the country is, you know, in a lot of trouble. But we're going to win. But we're going to win. We're going to win. So it's important to remember always that...
Peter, he's basically doing the pickup artist. Like, he's doing the political version of what a pickup artist does. Bless you. He's negging you. He's trying to tell you everything's terrible and awful, but don't worry. He's gonna come and save the day, because he's Big Daddy Trump, and he's gonna fix everything for you. He's manufacturing outrage in order to bolster his chances in 2024, and his various grifts, like his new social media network, basically anything that puts money in his pocket. Kirthan says, all ace people have disadvantage on their stealth checks this week. Is it Ace Awareness Week, I'm assuming? Well, happy Ace Awareness Week, everyone. Kippy says, wowie, last Ace Pride comment didn't bitify properly. Well, thanks for the bits.
We are in a big war between good and evil. And when he says we're going to win, he's specifically referring to this fight that we're in, and that's kind of what I've been referring to as well. When I say Trump is winning, it's referring to this gigantic battle. It's great to know, based on Devolution, I should make a whole video about it as well. Maybe that'll be my next video. Based on the Devolution theory, that's the theory that Trump commands the military because he set up some...
You know how I know Trump doesn't command the military? Because he's not in the government anymore. He's not the president. He's not the commander-in-chief. That's not how this works. Andrew Patella says, shit, I didn't realize I could be a spy this week. Stromboli says, how do you celebrate Ace Awareness Week? Just watch TV and cuddle? I like that comment because it implies you celebrate every other occasion by fucking. And I respect that.
Traps that they fell for, which gave him some warlike power to command the military through the new 6th branch of the military, the Space Force. Since he does control the military, I think that explains a lot of his confidence. How could he be so confident that we're going to win? You know, we're at a huge disadvantage, but we'll win anyway. You know, this is a recent statement. He says this a lot.
Peter, it's all rhetoric. He's playing to his base. You are the base. He's playing, okay? He is a bass player. That's a bad pun. You get the joke, though. Andrew Patella says, for the record, some ace people fuck. I'm aware. Stromboli says, yes, with 30 bits. Blackwing Hecate says, hey, Hannah, who won the election again? I can check for you. Oh, God.
Ow! Fuck.
What did you even do? Did you smash your face into the back of the monitor? What the fuck? You good? You're holding your nose like you broke it.
I'm holding my nose like I smashed my nose full force into your monitor.
Yeah, that was Baja, everyone. Baja decided to do some percussive maintenance on the back of my monitor with her face.
Ow! I hope I didn't break my nose.
I hope not, too. Steve with a Q with 100 bits says, confidence. Yes, Peter, Trump has a lot of confidence. You might even call him a confidence man. D-Zug says, I'm a bass player, and I'm offended. Good.
He doesn't specify when what.
How big is my monitor? This big? I don't know how many inches it is. Does it say? I don't know.
Not that I can tell.
But he says we will win. He says we win a lot. He said we've been doing a lot of winning. We are winning. We will win. He talks about this a lot, and I think the importance of it is his intent is the same as my intent, which is to give people hope. I think a lot of people need hope. Now, I'm not saying people should sit back and just not do anything. I think we should get involved politically in every way possible. But at the same time, it's important to remember that we are winning, we will win, and we have been doing a lot of winning, especially the part about how Trump commands the military. So,
Peter, Trump does not command the military. Who do you think commands the military?
If I had to guess, I would say Joe Biden.
It's probably a good guess. Strumbling for Wi-Fi says, speaking as an AMAB, if you have to measure, it's small. Blackwing Hecate says, to paraphrase Mr. Sexbang, it's not a question of how big her monitor is, it's how small is her head.
I just love hearing these
Is
messages.
that something Danny said?
And I don't think it ever gets old. Like, whenever he says, like...
You know Danny Sexbang?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You okay? People are asking. No? You give yourself a headache?
I'm worried I have a concussion.
You did not concuss yourself.
My ear is ringing. My head hurts really bad.
Would you like me to do anything?
No.
Okay. Don't fall asleep. Or do fall asleep.
No.
I don't remember what the actual advice is.
I've had concussions before.
I've never had a concussion to my knowledge.
In college, my freshman roommate, she had to wake me up every half an hour one night when I had a concussion. 'Cause the doctor told us to. What?
I'm sorry you banged your head.
Like, oh, we're gonna win, and it's like a new statement. I love sharing it because it's a reminder to all the people who are struggling to be hopeful during these times that there's a reason Trump's very confident. Could it be that because he commands all the military through the Space Force? Possibly. Could it be another reason? Possibly. But the fact is Trump's very confident we'll win, even though we're at, quote, a disadvantage. But in reality, we're not. You know, he's pretending to be weak when he's strong. So I'm very excited. I'm sorry that I didn't post Saturday and Sunday. I was just swamped with work, but I'm getting back in the groove of posting every day. Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting me. I'm only a few subscribers away from hitting 2,000 subscribers, so definitely hit that subscribe button if you want to support me and also be notified when my videos get posted, and click on the bell next to that. Thank you so much for all the commenters, sharers, supporters. I really appreciate it. God bless you, and God bless America.
When he says work, I assume he means housework. That's fine. I don't have an issue with Peter being a stay-at-home dad. I just don't get the impression he's very attentive with his kids. That's just the impression I get from videos, though. I have no actual evidence to that effect. Alright, let's, Oh, Moppy Muttons, thanks for 3 months, says, I've been in school learning to whittle metal, so I have been missing you. Oh, cool, that's a neat skill. Alright, let's take a look at this gentleman who seems to believe that magicians aren't just, you know, skilled practicers of illusion, but believes that they in fact make pacts with demons to do real magic. For some reason. Let's check out this video on how they become demon magicians. This is actually part 8 in a series. But we're going to start with part 8. D-Zug says Peter looked zooted. Yeah, he said he's been high pretty much all the time because of his chronic pain. So he's just been taking a lot of marijuana-based pain relief.
contact us in one of three ways. You'll feel a temperature change, you may feel the picture get heavy, and best case scenario, you will actually see an orb, a ball of light near Heidi's shoulder.
This is all part of the theatrics of being an illusionist, is going up on stage and telling a story to go along with the trick. Because when you buy magic tricks, and by the way, you can buy most, I shouldn't say most, a lot of big magic tricks that you see on even TV and stuff, not all, because really good magicians design and build their own equipment to do the tricks, right? They build their own equipment. But let's say you're a mid-range, I was going to say comedian. Let's say you're a mid-range magician, right? You do shows and you go out and you do stuff, but you don't really have the time, resources, or maybe even knowledge base to build your own tricks, and you don't quite have the notoriety or money to go get custom-built tricks from one of the manufacturers, which does happen. You can buy exclusive rights to certain tricks because they're based upon copyrighted, patented designs. Anyway, there are many that you can literally go and buy. There are websites for magicians that I've been on, and they're quite interesting. I would never buy them, but you can buy big set-piece props that allow you to do different tricks. Of course, they still require a lot of knowledge of like how to do sleight of hand and stuff, how to misdirect. You need to be good at theatrics. But at the end of the day, tons of magic tricks, even ones that he's showcasing, you can go and find how they do the trick. Like, he goes into levitation at some point in this video or one of his previous videos, and the levitation trick is one that we've known how that's done for a really long time. So I don't know why in particular he thinks it must be demons, but it's interesting to see someone ignore the obvious answer that they're being explained, this is the answer, and they still refuse to believe it. Spooky Juice with 50 bits says, I'm curious as to how long Peter will keep moving goalposts, but considering people are waiting for Jesus 2,000 years later, he might be doing that for a long time. Probably true. Bittergrin says, so wait, will this video explain exactly how I might go about forming one of these packs for real magic? I hope so. I would love to become a magician. And by magician, I mean someone who just waves their hands and then a demon does all the work for me. Blackwing Hecate says this guy probably.
It's a fake.
It's a fake. Andrew Patella says, come on, Hannah, it's a simple application of Occam's reason. I assume that was supposed to be razor. Since we know Satan and demons exist, good first premise, and they have unfathomable power, surely saying that magicians invoke them must require fewer assumptions than saying they have to do all the work to fake it. Good, that's some good reasoning. Hydrate. Ooh, that's doesn't know how cameras work. He thinks that these things on the camera are demonic orbs.
Desmond, give us a sign you're here.
I need to clarify something important that many of the so-called skeptics fail to understand. Countless skeptics to the demon magician hypothesis made some ignorant assumptions based on the
I like that he calls this the demon magician hypothesis to make it sound like an actual intellectual belief that illusionists are contacting and making pacts with demons instead of just learning to do card tricks. The demon magician hypothesis. AKA shit I made up while paranoid on meth.
title of the series alone. So here I will set them straight. 1. The series is not saying that the magicians are demons, but that demons are operating.
Okay, so this is a common... I don't mean to break the magic for anyone, by the way. If you don't want to hear how this trick in particular is done, I guess tune out for a second, but this one's easy to find on Google. I've looked this up. Again, he could be using a permutation of this, but usually how the levitation trick is done is, It's some object, like a dollar bill or paper or some other thing. And then at some point, the magician, without you noticing, because the big part about being a magician and illusionist is diverting people, making sure they're not paying attention, and doing sleight of hand. So they will attach that dollar bill. In this case, I think it's, I don't know if this is a dollar bill or what it is, but it looks like some form of money. Connects it to a piece of magician line. You can get this at magic shops. You can buy it online. It's string that is incredibly thin. It is so thin that to the naked eye, it's very difficult to see, especially if you're further away. So if you're a stage magician, that makes it very good. Street magicians do this too, though, because it's very, very thin line. So anyway, you attach the bill to the line, and then you attach the line elsewhere, somewhere around, and then usually it's attached to your jacket. And you use sort of the tension of the line, and with subtle body movements, you make it levitate up and down. Now, you may have seen some magicians doing something with their hands. Normally, they don't actually attach it to their arm because that makes it too obvious if they're doing this and it moves exactly like that. So usually they'll be doing something like this or that, or just not moving at all, to make it less obvious that what they're actually doing is probably swaying their body slightly, changing their posture, their stance to make the line more taut or slack, in order to move the levitating object. It's not demons! Sorry. Mike Mack says, if only he saw the TV show Magician Tricks Revealed. I watched that a lot as a kid.
From outside of the magician, manipulating objects and...
Yeah, see? Like he's doing this, the magician. This has nothing to do with how the trick is done. This is to distract you from how it's actually done, which is... Did you notice when the bill dropped, he stepped forward? It's because the line is attached to somewhere, probably on his jacket. And when he steps forward and starts doing this, this is doing nothing. This is to distract you from the fact that it dropped as he moved forward, which let slack into the line, which made the bill drop. Not a demon.
Various ways. Rarely do the demons actually have to take control of the magician. 2. Not all magicians get help from demons, and many of them don't even know that demons can assist them in their profession. Only a select few. From my research, less than 50 demon magicians are active at any one time. 3. Not every single trick or performance they do is assisted by demons. They do this on purpose.
Again, you can kind of see it rise as he moves his posture. Again, I'm not going to just keep Egot. I explained the trick. Sorry, I'm overdoing it now.
They don't want 100% of their tricks to have no explanation. They need the atheists and so-called hardcore skeptics to have something to hold on to. Because they will see them do one natural trick, and they will instantly assume that all the others are or could be natural too. I used to think that exact way too, when I was an atheist 8 years ago. But now, knowing that some of their performances are assisted by demons, I know that all could be.
Why do you think they're assisted by demons? Thrashmeo says, if zero gravity, then wires. If wires, then magic.
It's easy to spot a demon magician. Usually they are extremely famous, and love to use illuminati or satanic symbolism. Something that you will have noticed watching the previous episodes.
Wow, my mind has been freaked. Thanks, Chris Angel. Chris Angel, the way his tricks work are a little different. At least on Chris Angel Mind Freak. Chris Angel Mind Freak and a lot of... And this is unfortunate. This is why I like Penn and Teller. Because Penn and Teller, even when they're doing tricks on TV, are doing the tricks as if they were done in real life. Meaning, the experience of seeing Penn and Teller do a trick in person is virtually the same as watching them do the performance through a camera. It's a trick that looks as real in person as it does on camera. Chris Angel, while I'm sure he can do illusions, and he's probably a decent illusionist, I'm not saying he's not. He has a live show, I think, in Vegas, or at least he did. I'm sure he can do it. But Chris Angel Mind Freak, the TV show, relies upon, for a lot of the tricks, editing and TV magic. Stuff that if you were there in person would not look impressive. It only looks impressive specifically to the camera at specific angles, to the viewer after the edit, etc., etc.
The eye in the hand. And what is that? What is the eye in the hand? Let's see that again.
Protection.
Protection. What does that mean?
Protection from death.
Oh.
Ask yourself.
I really don't like David Blaine. This is a personal choice. He might be a fine person. I don't know him in real life. But as a persona and whatever he wants to call himself, I don't think he likes the term magician for himself, so I'm not going to call him that. I don't even know if he likes the term illusionist. I feel like he went by some other pretentious word for a while. Because he was doing... Remember when, like, he did a lot of TV specials where he was doing the street magic stuff? And I like street magic. I think it's cool. But then he started doing just the stunts. Where it's like, I'm gonna be up in a box near a bridge for a month. Like, that's not a trick. That's not... I don't know. I don't find that stuff interesting, and it felt like he got pretentious about his illusions, and I'm not a big fan of that.
Why that is the case if all of these magicians have nothing in common. Hans Klock and Mike Super are two very famous magicians, and both had the word demon hidden in their acts. They often hide the truth in plain sight. Demons just can't help to brand their human tools. In
That's
Mike
true.
Super's
That's why I
case,
wear the horns.
he might not even be aware
It's a
that
contractual
the spirit
obligation.
he is in contact with is a demon. As you heard him say, he believes it to be some sort of spirit energy or angel. I can tell.
This is part of the act. He doesn't really believe this. It's a story that distracts you from the things he's doing. Lady Arene, thank you for 2 months, says Happy Tuesday, ooh. 2Man says, who wins a magic fight? David Blaine versus Chris Angel. I'm going to say David Blaine, but it has to be the David Blaine from the David Blaine Street Magic YouTube parodies from like 2006. Mark of the Beast? No. Mark of the Beast is a specific end times prophecy thing. Just saying that they're wearing, or there's hidden symbols isn't that. You could say symbology on the bingo card. I could go for symbology. That's fine.
Tell you one thing. Angels who are loyal to God will not perform magic tricks for entertainment while pretending to be something else. That's exactly what a demon would do. The Bible even says that Satan is the ruler of this planet and that...
Demons. What should demons be doing in order to best facilitate evil on Earth? Should they try and get teenage kids to have unprotected sex? Should they shake the faith of the young and elderly alike in order to pry them away from the arms of a loving God? Should they be giving cancer to babies? No. We'll do magic tricks. That'll help Satan for some reason.
Demons will deceive even the very elect with their signs and wonders. In other words, deceive and confuse mankind with their supernatural powers. I know that this is extremely hard to believe for many people, so I will try to clarify it even more. Many struggle with the idea of demons partnering up with these entertainers. They can't imagine how this could happen. It is complicated to explain since not every case is identical. In most cases, it is generational. A certain
I want a magic croissant.
bloodline may have originally made a pact with the demon even thousands of years ago, and passed on the secret to...
I feel like the way I just said croissant hurt Baha. Andrew Patella says, if demons wanted to perpetuate evil in this world, they'd set up an economic system that sets most of the wealth in the hands of the few and incentivize entities with wealth to do nothing but perpetuate their wealth. That seems a little far-fetched to me. Who would let that happen?
select members of their offspring. Obviously, demons helping certain humans is not limited to entertainment or magic, but...
What? I don't know if you can read the caption at the bottom, but it says, George W. Bush's mother is said to be the daughter of Satan worshipper and magician Aleister Crowley. That's not true, in case you need that fact checked.
But to all human professions. If the Bible is correct, Angels and demons predate the creation of this physical universe, so obviously their knowledge about all the elements and how to manipulate them are unmatched.
I don't see how that makes sense. Like, my existence predates... what's something that I'm unfamiliar with, but I know exists? I predate the existence of JoJo Siwa, or whatever her name is. But that doesn't make me an expert on JoJo Siwa, right? Is that a thing the kids like? I don't know. I don't know things. Blackwing Hecate says, believe in a smiling god, Strex Corp. It's Ceci says, I heard Illuminati in my research. Do those count if they popped up? Yeah.
Scientists would love to get a piece of that knowledge. I found a video recently from a self-proclaimed black magician. He explains how he became a magician and how to make contracts with demons, and how demons can help you in your life and profession.
Yeah, that person is delusional if they really think they made a deal with a demon. MH Darkbeast says, hey Hannah, you should check out the new cartoon series Inside Job on Netflix. I'm sure it's going to make Call crazy, since it's all about the shadow government that runs the world and all about conspiracies. Yeah, I saw the trailer.
The demonic circle, a symbol of great power, used through most of my career.
I actually have this guy's channel saved for Tinfoil Tuesday, because I think he's made videos about sex magic too, and I find that hilarious. Yeah, people who believe magic exists, whether they are pro or anti-magic, they're both equally wrong. They're just wrong with different aesthetics.
Career as a black magician, and I have the symbols of the various pacts that I've made with demons throughout my workings.
And if I'm a demon, who do I choose to make a deal with? Absolute Chad demonic YouTuber. Yes. Do it for the exposure. TubeMan says if there was ever a magician who had a pact with the devil, it was Rah Rah Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. Hey, he wasn't a magician. He was a healer. And he dicked the queen down good. Okay? Sky Comet Fallen says, I'm a demon. Who wants to make a contract with me? Yeah, sure. I would like to be successful, please. I will sell my soul. I swear to Satan themselves.
As I have walked my own path of embracing the darkness.
He teaches what type of rituals to do to call upon certain demons and what particular demon to summon for specific needs.
As edgy as this is, I appreciate that it's like a stainless steel pentagram. It's very on brand for me. Blackwing Hecate says, being Meguka is suffering. I don't know what that means.
You might have even seen one of his advertisements when watching videos on YouTube. He claims that demons are just here to help humans become living gods. I am not going to tell you the name of his channel, but I am going to show you a clip from one of his videos where he talks about his pact with the demon. Since this guy is a demon puppet himself, 99% of what you will hear him say on his channel is lies. Demons probably even tell him what to say in his videos.
Everything he says in his videos are untrue. I don't know if they're lies. He's probably just another delusional person. You know, he's religious. He's just religious for demons. That's still religion. Andrew Batella says, bullshit, reptilians don't have souls. How dare you? I've never been offended by something so accurate.
The only truthful part of all the things he says on his entire channel is that humans can indeed call upon demons and make contracts with them.
Now, Lucifuge Rofacal is one of those shadowy figures in occult lore who intrigues and confuses at the same time. Lucifuge appears in the Grand Grimoire as not just a demon to make a pact with, but as the demon to call when you're going to make a pact. I've heard the name Lucifuge several times. Not once has he ever been spoken of lightly or happily, but always in whispers and followed by warnings. Do not work with this demon. He's too powerful, too evil, too hot for any magician to handle. Of course, such words of warning have always served to stimulate my interest even more. And so I began to work with this demon.
And now demons use him to spread lies about what they are and what they want. His goal is to teach people how to open themselves to demonic influence. That's always the first step. Ooh. Spooky.
That does not mean that anyone who tries to summon a demon or ask for a demon to contact him will receive it. There are countless persons out there who would love to take the easy route and ask for demonic assistance for their earthly needs. Demons, however, only contact people with certain attributes that they see valuable. If they cannot find a use for you, they will ignore you. They already employ hundreds of puppets throughout the world, so they can afford to be picky.
Here's just one of many examples of what can happen when a person tries to contact demons. Andrew Patella says, I thought Bringer of Light, Lucifer, and Remover of Light, Lucifuge, would be enemies, not on the same side. Sky Comet Fallen says, nah, the first step is sacrificing a goat on the full moon. Ooh, the T-Rex from Jurassic Park is demonic? Rad. Lily Lovestuff says, alright, I have bits again. Thank you.
The oracle, as you put your hand on it, would just move around. Well, my brother's a jokester, you know, I thought he's doing it, and he was trying to convince me he's not doing this. Oh.
Guys, Ouija board is the trademark of Parker Brothers. It's not fucking magic. Spirit boards are not real. You are not contacting demons. I think it's called eidetic motion or something. You're moving it. I know you don't consciously feel like you're moving it, but you are moving the piece. Okay? It's not demonic. This has been fucking studied. Moppy Mutton says, I tried to talk to a demon once and it was terrible. I felt stupid for days. I'm sorry.
What I did, I took the Ouija board by myself up to my bedroom one night.
But the Ouija board still answered his questions, and Jeff knew some other force was at work.
It scared me. But at the same time, it's kind of like a roller coaster ride. You're scared to death, but you're thrilled. I began to recognize after this that there was a presence that began to develop in my house. I mean, I would wake up in the middle of the night and literally feel someone's watching me. And I would wake up and literally walk through the house in order to...
A Ouija board, yes. A Luigi board, no. Luigi is eternal and much like Shaggy, cannot be stopped.
To experience that because I liked it.
Soon after his experience with the Ouija board, the presence Jeff felt in his home spoke to him.
I woke up one night and literally there was like a voice behind my ear saying, Jeff, come here, I got something to show.
There was a voice behind me saying, Jeff, come. Lily Lovestuff says, my mother is terrified of Ouija board. She's convinced there's a demon in my grandfather's garage from when her and her friends got high as edgy goth teenagers in the 70s that burnt their trailer down. I know my grandfather, it was probably an insurance scam.
Show you.
This strange force took Jeff on out-of-body experiences. During these times, he saw things days before he experienced them in real life. Then Jeff met a man who happened to be a practicing Satanist.
What does a practicing Satanist mean? Just curious.
Prayed over me and laid hands
on... Mequilarius says, can Luigi kill Big Stinky Baby? He can, but he refuses. Luigi doesn't kill babies. Not since the last time. Blackwing Hecate says, anyways, make sure to get your Ouija board from a licensed witch or vegan. Slow Dog says, it means he's not a great Satanist, but practice makes perfect. And that XY girl says, I'm practicing to take my satanic exams. Bittergrin says, my dad is terrified of Ouija boards also. Ugh. Why are people so superstitious? I'm only a little stitious. Thanks, The Office. When I don't have a joke, I can always steal one. Narnandia Owl says it's when you have a PhD in Satanism.
On me, and when he laid hands on me, I was filled with a demon.
Jeff believed Satanism was the path to honing his paranormal abilities.
And when a demon is around you or is inside of you, the sensation or the sense of their presence, you lie to yourself. You think that that's your power level.
No matter what they tried, Jeff and the demonic forces inside him just couldn't kill that little seed of love and compassion.
Wait, is this a different guy than Jeff? They look exactly the same. Do I have, like, white guy face blindness? What? Blackwing Hackety says, reduce, reuse, recycle your jokes. I'm doing my part. Lily Love Stuff says, I'm only superstitious with when Stevie Wonder is on.
So, the demons that had given him power for so many years turned on Jeff and tried to kill him instead.
Episode 6 shows a similar story of demons tormenting Jimi Hendrix. Some people believe that magnets were used by the demon magician. That is not his name. God damn it. Some people believe that magnets were used by the demon magician Yif to move objects for him. What about this time? That's a bad name choice. Where is Daddy Sume? God damn it. Baja doesn't get it. No one explain it to Baja. Blackwick Hackety says not magnets, just a knot. Oof. Narnandy Owl says demon magician .gif. Sanity awaits me. Thanks for 7 months. Yeah, it's furry for fucking. It's what furries call getting it on, basically. Yiffing. Sanity awaits me says, can't answer through Discord. Have you noticed any changes since treatment for ADHD? I actually never did go and get meds or anything for it, so I'm still untreated. Someone said I missed their... Guy Comet Fallen, I missed your bits. Says, that's not how it works. We don't possess humans, they smell. He checks them to ask them to check if the food is real and then think of a number 1 through 9. Assume they have to write it on this piece of paper. Why is it called yiffing? I have no idea. You'd have to ask a furry. Okay, so he has food, rice of some sort. Looks like there's some corn in there.
这盘子底下什么都没有，下面什么都没有，就在这个位置，就在这里。
靠，他们照了对。太夸张了吧？什么？太扯了！怎么可能？
可以看。
太夸张了！
Blackwing Hackety says it's the sound a fox makes. Okay. So, I'm guessing... This is completely guess, shot in the dark. I'm guessing the audience, the people sitting at the table, are actors and actresses. This is filmed, so they don't have to be real. That happens a lot on street magic things, is it's actually actors, which is not fun, in my opinion. Blackwing Hecate says, stop psyching the peas. And then I assume when he had them check if the food is real, they did, but I don't think they ate any of the peas. The peas are probably fake, have magnets in them. Somehow got them to make the 8 shape, would be my guess, using magnets. I don't know, though. Magic tricks are pretty clever in how they do stuff. And especially when it's on TV, you never know if it's just a post-production thing. Well, sometimes you know. In this case, I don't know. But I do know it wasn't demons. I don't think you summon demons from hell in order to rearrange peas.
3，请问小姐脑子想的数字是不是错误？不会吧，真假的啦？慢慢。
Oh, it's a 3. I thought it was an 8. It's a 3 to mock the Holy Trinity. Looked post-production-y? Yeah, kinda. I'm not sure, though, so I didn't want to definitively say. I have no idea. Yeah, this feels like acting from the audience. Notice the food that he's giving them doesn't have the peas on it. Narnia Owl says, imagine becoming a demon and all you can do is move peas. Yeah, that's the rice. There were no peas in that bite. Are we gonna get a bite with some peas? Yeah, he's not disturbing the middle of it. I assume that's where the things are that the magnet's attached to. Assuming that's how it was done.
I'll end this episode with footage from a famous show that is called Fool Us, by Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller are demon magicians themselves. They are...
No, they're not. Penn and Teller are magicians, illusionists, skeptics. Unfortunately, Penn is a libertarian. I like Penn otherwise, but I don't agree with his political positions. He isn't anymore? Oh, good. Lily Lovestuff says, Beelzebub is a very powerful demon. Do not mock his pea-moving powers. But yeah, they fuck with you. Some of their tricks involve showing you how the trick is done. They've shown people how they do their tricks before. Narnia Owl says, oh geez, you create one cursed video game and everyone calls you a demon.
are good friends of Chris Angel, and they made a show where they pretend to judge other magicians. 99% of what the contestants do are performances that Penn and Teller never performed, but they still claim to know how they are done.
Yeah, because even if you haven't done a specific trick, the techniques used in illusions are understood. Like, let me give you an example. Let's say Gordon Ramsay was at your restaurant, and you served Gordon Ramsay a dish that he has never had before. But he knows, he can look at it and see roughly what the ingredients are, and because he knows in depth how cooking works, he could probably, without seeing your recipe, sort of deconstruct how you did it. Would it be exact? Not all the time, but I'd imagine he could get a pretty good idea of how you cooked that dish based on how it tastes and looks, because he's an expert at food. He's an expert in cooking. That's his expertise. Penn and Teller, similarly, specifically Teller, according to Penn. Teller's the bigger, like, magical, illusionist engineer type. Like, he comes up with the tricks. Penn's more the showman, whereas Teller more comes up with how the tricks function mechanically. They're able to look at your trick and think to themselves, if I had to do this trick, how would I do it, knowing what I know about illusions? And that's what they do. And sometimes they figure it out, and most of the time they figure it out, but sometimes they don't. And that's cool. It's a good show. I enjoy that show. That's not Alice. Wait, Blackwing Hecate says, that's not Allison Hannigan. Speak the Truth says, with 30 bits, food expert after grilled cheese. I doubt it. I was using it as an example. You know what I mean?
What you are about to see is a demon spirit moving objects for Teller.
The next trick is done with just a piece of thread.
I don't know if you actually heard Teller speak about him and Penn's performances and stuff. It's quite interesting. He's insightful. I like Penn a lot of the time for some of the stuff he says. Again, I don't agree with a lot of his previously stated political opinions. I don't know what they are today. But Teller's an interesting guy. The XY girl says, Ramsey can make anything except Pagao, of course. Pagao. I don't know what that means. Penn and Teller are on Babylon 5, and Teller actually has a line in it. Rad. It's a cool trick, and I don't know how it's done, but again, it's not demons. Logarth says, okay, I looked up a bunch of different sources. The best description for how Yif, in my opinion, is used in Urban Dictionary. Oh, God. Sound supposedly made by mating Arctic foxes. Acronym for young, incredibly affable furry. Ooh. Ew. Yikes. Mequilarius says, Penn and Teller were on the West Wing, so there's another sin for them. Blackwing Hecate says, actually, one year Teller called the LRR crew local pizza place to get them some pizza, and he had a hard time convincing them of his identity. Yeah, I bet. What the fuck? Holt says if that's accurate, I need to find some myth content. Right. That's better than myth. I'll give you that. Princess Amelia says, okay, so demons aren't behind stage magic, but they are behind Yif? You got it. I've been told to time out Logarth. Okay. I've hung out with Matt a few times at like conventions, and he did some magic tricks. That was fun. Haven't seen that dude in a long time.
The exquisite, sublime artistry of Penn and Teller, ladies and gentlemen.
Here is just one clip I'll show you from What Demons Are Doing to Humanity. It will be a series similar to this, but focused specifically on the pain and suffering caused to the human race by demons.
He was cut from his throat down to his stomach, and they ate him, or bits of him.
They killed a man at a ceremony.
Yeah,
In front of you?
yeah, in front of all of us.
What did they say about the devil? About Lucifer?
Okay. This looks like it's coming from maybe the Satanic Panic era. So this could be a case of implanted memories. But even if it wasn't, and some fucked up people did kill someone in front of this poor woman, that wouldn't be demons. That would be people delusionally believing that they're killing someone for demons. Demons do not exist. People have killed people for things that don't exist a lot, unfortunately. Look at the Crusades. Look at 9/11. People kill people over things that aren't real all the time. Humans are kind of idiots. I don't know if you know this.
That killing the people made him happy.
Sacrifices to please the devil. According to Teresa, the worst rituals took place.
See Slender Man? Yeah, those two girls who killed someone over Slender Man, which is literally a character that 4chan invented. Pixels Falling, thanks for 3 months, says 6 months more until I get my baby.
Place at a house somewhere in the country.
So, that's this person who believes magicians are working with demons. I'm sure we'll see more of this guy's stuff in the future. Excuse me. Or I guess this woman, I don't know. They use text-to-speech, so... And maybe we'll go back and watch some of the earlier parts, but a lot of those are just text-based, and that's not super interesting. Either way, magic tricks aren't caused by demons. Hot take. They actually survived the Slender Man thing? Oh, good. Okay, I thought they got through with the murder, and the person actually died that they hurt. Something awful invented Slender Man? I apologize. I knew it was a forum. For some reason I defaulted to 4chan. My B. Okay. So, our favorite immortality ring creator / reincarnated Nazi, Alex Chu, has had a prophetic dream, and he has decided to grace us with the message of this prophetic dream. So let's check it out.
What's up? This is Alex Chu. Coming at you with another episode. This episode, I just want to talk about a dream that I got. It was a long time ago, but it's a very, very important dream. I got this dream around Obama's era, you know, when Obama's still president. I got this dream, okay? It did not fulfill all the way until right now. You know, it's a very important dream. I know I got it a long time ago, but, you know, I'm a dream interpreter professional, okay? So you got to listen.
Where did you get qualified to become a dream interpreter? Just curious, was it the same people who gave you the authority to make rings that you claim make people immortal? I should probably put on my immortality rings for this. Where did I put them? Oh, there they are. Alex Chu. I bought from Alex Chu these immortality rings. So, I'm never gonna die. I just have to start wearing them. I'm waiting until I ripen. I want to get to the perfect age before I decide to not age anymore like Alex Chu. So, gotta wait till this banana's ripe. Speak the Truth says, and even now I'm still haunted by the fact that I was just getting into creepypasta the year of the stabbing. Blackwing Hecate says, can we count Baja bonking herself as Baja Blast? No. Narnia Owl says, same place you get your PhD in Satanism, funny enough.
Listen to me. It's about the future of the United States. It's talking about Donald Trump is going to get arrested. Something's going to happen to Donald Trump 2022. Trust me, I have no doubt. I think they're going to gang up on Donald Trump to arrest him. And then 2023, civil war is going to start in the United States. I have no doubt in my mind, okay? But before I talk about that, I want to tell you my name's Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical immortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, I'm already 51. I'm 50, sorry. You can tell my belly is still really smooth. See, that means I never work out.
Here's a challenge to Alex Chu. Do a video without showing us your stomach. Just one. That's all I'm asking. I've seen your stomach more times than I've seen almost anyone else's stomach. I don't need that. Lily Lovestuff says, ask a good chunk of black women from the South and they'll tell you that they're professional dream interpreters. I can't tell you how many times I've been accused of being pregnant because someone dreamt of a fish. What the fuck? Tea with Goblin says, just woke up, saw Nazi incest porn guy. I need more coffee for this nonsense. Also, God, I wish he'd blow his nose.
51 within 3 months, so, you know. But, yeah, if you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com, you can see lots of testimonials from Amazon customers. Most of them give me 4-star, 5 stars. So if you're interested, you want to stay physically young forever, livemuchlonger.com, livemuchlonger.com. Leave this at the bottom of this video. This video...
Not to ask you to kiss and tell, but hopefully you've seen Baja's more. I have seen Baja's stomach more than Alex Chu's. Yes.
I can't. Well, I need to show you photos, you know, or pictures that I made by myself, so you understand what it means, you know. Okay. Well, have fun. Okay. In the beginning of this dream, I'm sitting inside my Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. Okay. I had a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, which is 1969. I sold that car, you know, 5-6 years ago. But
so is the prophecy that you're going to get the car back, or are dreams just random mishmashes of ideas that don't have correlation with future reality other than what you can intuit yourself subconsciously?
Back in the days, I had a Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow, okay? So I was sitting inside that car. Oh, by the way, I got this dream during Obama's era. I forgot when. It was like during Obama's era. Maybe I think I got this dream like, 2010 or 2011 something, okay? But anyway, beginning of the dream, I'm sitting inside my Rolls-Royce Silver Shadow. I'm on the driver's side, of course, right? And then there's this guy sitting right beside me. He's on the passenger side. He's talking to me like, I think we're buddies or something. I don't know. But it's a white guy. I know it's a white guy, probably with blonde hair, you know. And then he said, okay, wait for me on the car or something. And then he got out of the car, right? And he walked toward the front. See, my car is parking at a parking lot. And then the front, I can see it's a Blockbuster store.
I think there's one last time I knew, there was one Blockbuster video still open, and I believe it was in Alaska. So, unless Alex is planning on moving to Alaska with a car he sold, I don't think this is probably going to come true.
Or some sort of video store, okay? Some sort of video rental. Okay, and he walked inside that store, and then he came out with a videotape in his hand. He has a videotape in his hand. Okay.
Oh, this Blockbuster has VHS tapes for some reason. They don't even make VHS players anymore. They're not renting VHS tapes out to people.
Turn to the left side. He walked toward the left with a videotape in his hand. And then suddenly, 3 guys from the store came out. Okay, they all wear blue T-shirts. They all wear these dark blue T-shirts. Basically, they stopped the guy, and then what happened is there's like 2 other guys that came from the left side. 2 other guys.
The last Blockbuster is in Bend, Oregon, and it's still open. Weird. For some reason, I thought it was in Alaska. I don't know why.
So now it's like...
Is the tape of incest porn? Did Blockbuster have an adult video section? I don't remember.
3 against 3. You know, the 3 store employees, they were wearing blue T-shirts, right? And then there's 3 other guys. You know, the one guy is holding a videotape. He came out of my car, right? And then 2 other guys are helping him. You know, like these 3 guys are like buddies. You know, 2 other guys, they came from the left side to aid this guy who's holding the videotape. And what happened is these three employees wearing blue T-shirts, they're like telling him, "Hey, you're not allowed to take this videotape or something. Hey, this is not allowed. You know, like you have to return the tape to us or something." And then the guy was like, "What the fuck?" You know, the guy was like, "You know, why? How come? I mean, everything's legal. I mean, I pay for it. Everything's legal. Why are you guys stopping me?" I don't remember the conversation, but I can see that they're arguing about, you know, can you take this videotape or not? Then suddenly, what happened is I see that two of the blue T-shirts employee, they were holding head shears. Okay, they were holding both of them holding head shears, and then 2 other guys, they got handcuffs on them, you know, and they are being arrested or something. It's kind of weird. It's like the videotape store employees are holding head shears, right, against the 2 guys that have already been handcuffed, and they're like, just like in this picture, they're like standing with their handcuffs, you know, and then the 2 employees with head shears. It's just really weird, you know.
Andrew Patella says, was that VHS tape inside a glass case like in a museum, and that's why the guy couldn't leave with it?
Then suddenly, all hell broke loose, man. They started fighting, three guys against 3 guys, okay? The 3 man against the 3 video store employee. They started fighting, man. They started beating each other up. It was so, oh my God, the fighting is so scarce. The fighting is so fierce that I got scared, you know? So suddenly, my contact lens dropped out of my left eye, you know, for some reason. Sometimes I wear contact lens, you know. My contact lens dropped out of my left eye and landed on my middle finger, landed on my left hand's middle finger, you know. And while that happened, I was driving my car really, really fast. I made a sharp right turn.
This guy come up fall and says, WTF, this is as weird as my dreams. It's almost like dreams are very random. Don't necessarily mean a whole lot, depending on the dream.
You know, very sharp right turn. I think I heard my tires squeaking. You know, like that. And that's the end of the dream. Interpretation of the dream. Okay. The man sitting inside my car, he's Donald Trump. He's Donald Trump waiting for the result of the election, right? And then when he entered the store to take out the videotape, that's Ruby Freeman, right? So the man with the videotape, that's 2021, okay? Because Donald Trump was complaining about the Democrats cheating, right? So man with the videotape coming out of the store, that's 2021. the two guys being handcuffed, you know, and there's two in blue shirts employee holding head shears against the two guys being handcuffed. That's 2022 and 2023.
On what are you basing the fact that you think that the sheer guys are that? What?
What happened is Donald
Slow Dog says the dream made more sense on its own. I don't disagree. Why is he arbitrarily ascribing these values to these characters in this dream?
Trump, you know, around 2020, right, when Donald Trump lost the election, right, and the Republicans, they caught a black woman. Her name is Ruby Freeman. She was like, you know, she was like stealing, she was like tampering with ballots, right? I forgot what state, but her name is Ruby Freeman. And she was like, she pulled like buckets of suitcases of ballots from under the table.
No, she wasn't. Rachology with 100 bits.
Nobody cares about your dreams. Please don't tell us all about your dreams. Nobody cares 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 about your dreams. I know it can feel emotionally real. Nobody cares about your dreams. Nobody cares about your dreams. But nobody cares about your Nobody cares about your dreams. Nobody cares about your dreams. Nobody cares about your dreams. Please stop telling me about your dreams.
The only persons whose dreams I care about are Bajas.
When the Republican watchers, when they left, they were asked to leave, and then they pull out like suitcases of ballots, right? And they started counting, and they count like each ballot they counted like 3 times. Remember that incident? And then they had everything on film, right? They had it on film. And what happened is the guy sitting on my car, that's Donald Trump, you know? And yeah, I saw a white guy, like a white blonde-haired guy sitting in my car speaking to me. And then he exited my car, okay? And he went inside the video store, and he took out a videotape. That's his evidence. That's Donald Trump's evidence against this fraudulent election, you know? Because they caught Ruby Freeman tampering with ballots on camera, right? And then 3 employees came out. The three employees wearing blue shirts, those are Democrats. And then suddenly this guy got a backup. This guy got
all Democrats work at Blockbuster, confirmed.
And coming to back him up. So this represents 3 years. Represents 2021, 2022, 2023. 2021, I mean, Trump did argue, right? Because he was still the president until, January 20th. So he argued for a while about the legality of this videotape, right?
Blackwing Hecate with 30 bits.
Dr. Fassbinder gave an hour-long dissertation.
A long, incredibly boring, unbroken sentences. I can't play the clip. CBS will have my ass.
And then 2022 is 2022 and 2000.
It's a good episode of Star Trek, though.
23 is when the two employees holding head shears, trying to cut the two other guys. 2 other guys, they had handcuffs on, right? They had handcuffs on while the employees holding head shears. See, long time ago, I was wondering, what is that head shear? How come they're holding head shear? What does that mean? How come people are getting arrested? What does that mean? Now I understand totally what it means. Head shear is, you know, like they try to trim you down, you know. The Democrats, they arrest Donald Trump and his buddies, right, in order to reduce the chance of Donald Trump winning the presidency.
Look, I don't think Donald Trump is going to get arrested, because I don't believe that the rich and powerful face justice, even though I do think Donald Trump has committed multiple fucking crimes that are worthy of being arrested and put on trial for. Narnia Owl says he's like, I'm physically 30 and this is deep. True. But if Donald Trump did get arrested, it wouldn't be because of some conspiracy. It would be because he has committed many, many fucking crimes, and he should be investigated, arrested, and tried for them.
Again, right? See, Donald Trump is going to run for president in 2024, right? So I think in 2022, the Democrats will arrest Donald Trump, will, you know, create this huge legal trouble for Donald Trump. So, you know, his chance of winning the presidency in 24 becomes more slim. That's the reason why you see the head share is to trim the bushes, right? To trim the bushes so you don't grow, you don't grow big, you know? So the head share is basically Democrats are using, you know, arresting Donald Trump and his buddies in order to reduce his chance of winning the presidency. And this will eventually cause the civil war in 2023. I think this means that Donald Trump somehow is going to get arrested in 2022. Something like that. Something's going to happen. It's like an arrest or some sort of big legal trouble for Donald Trump in 2022. And then, so that one guy being arrested with handcuffs on, with an employee holding head shear against him at his back, that's 2022. And then the other one, same thing, you know, guy got arrested.
DWAC is at 59 right now, so maybe the trimmers got to Trump stock. Did it go down? I know it was I thought it was like 90 the other day. DWAC. Has the dump portion of the pump and dump already started? Yep. That didn't take very long, did it? On the left side, there's the pump, and there's the dump. It's happening. Great. Good job, everyone.
Handcuffs on, with employee, you know, videotape store employee holding head shears against him. That's 2023. Then suddenly they turn around, they start fighting. You know, they start punching, knocking each other out, you know.
Blackwing Hecate says, insert what in God's holy name are you blathering about? Clip from Big Lebowski here.
I also saw somebody was thrown on top of a car and he rolled on top of a car and shit like that. It was fierce fighting, man. They're like, it's like they're fighting for life, you know. It was huge, fierce fighting. So that means civil war breaks out, you know. And in my car, suddenly my contact lens dropped out of my eye and landed on my hand.
Oh my God, we get it.
Contact lens dropped, and then the at the bottom is the hand. So contact lens dropping out of my eye, landed on my middle finger. I think that's my flag. And then I'm driving to the right side of this. I'm driving toward the right. That means I'm going to Washington D.C.
Incest Nazi is real hit and miss. No kidding. Hopefully we'll talk about incest again soon. Let's see what Nathan Thompson's up to. This is about 2 weeks old. Almost 2 weeks old. Tea with Goblin says, blow your nose, you little gremlin. I'll blow mine too. No, but Flat Earther Nathan Thompson is still, I guess, going around doing what he does. Less often, he's posting, but he did post this about 2 weeks ago. This video involves him giving away marijuana. Okay.
Could I give you a bag? Could I give you a bag?
Give me a bag? That's just great.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me play that, okay?
It's all you, bro.
Oh, really? Cool. Hell yeah, dude. That's just that.
He's handing out marijuana along with his flyers. Which is honestly the most convincing argument I've ever thought he would make for a flat earth. You thought Nathan was retiring? That's understandable, because he said he was, and yet he posted this 2 weeks ago, where he's handing people bags of weed along with his little flat earth pamphlet. Which makes sense, because you'd have to be high to believe anything that's in the pamphlets he hands out. This sounds like one of Abe Simpson's stories. Kirthan says, is this the guy Dare warned us about? Yes, pot is a gateway drug to the flat earth, apparently. And QAnon, if we take Peter for an example.
It's got a flyer, too.
Cool. Thank
you enjoy, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Be blessed, okay?
Appreciate you.
Can I give you a flyer, too?
That's a decent bit of fucking weed he's giving away, too. That's not like a he's giving, like... He's giving away a decent amount of marijuana, is all I'm saying.
Y'all be blessed. Yeah. That's the first one. Yeah, I got Matt.
Ah, he must be working... This is it says at the farm. Is he working at a pot farm? That would explain where he's getting all this pot to give to people. If Nathan wants to come up and talk to me and hand me drugs, go for it.
Mad haters, bro. Pancakes and Supreme D. Dude, keep it flat, bro. I love you, bro. Space is fake, dude. You're awesome, bro. I love you, girl. Me too. All right.
Toeen says, weed. I don't trust a guy who needs to steal from other flat earthers to not be handing out oregano. True! For those who missed it, Nathan Thompson got kind of excommunicated from the flat earth community. By a lot of them, at least, informally, because he allegedly, I have to say allegedly, stole like $800 from friends of his that are flat earthers when they were trying to go on a cross-country trip. It was really shitty. And he allegedly, again, also took like an iPhone, a laptop, a charger, some other stuff. Poetic Fox with a link says, this has apparently happened this past weekend in my area. Oh no, it's an Earth is Flat billboard. Flat-toberfest. Well, that certainly is a thing. Tea with Goblin says, help chat, I'm trapped beneath a 6K void cat. Guess I'm stuck here helplessly watching the foil fuckery instead of going to work. How terrible. That is terrible. It would be real bad if you skipped work and stood here and just hung out.
I'll see you later.
Alright, drive safe, 4 hands on the wheel. Does he need anything for the ride? And restroom? Restroom before he needs to go, or anyone?
I got offered a job this is irrelevant to what's... I mean, it's relevant, but it's a tangent. I got offered to go and work at a weed farm one summer. They wanted to pay me in weed, though. And it would have been way more weed than I ever could have smoked, even in my really degenerate days when I was doing a lot of weed. So I basically would have had to sell it, and I don't want to be a drug dealer. This was before it was recreationally legal in Michigan, so... Moppy Mutton says, hey, smoke this. Oh yeah, space is fake and the earth is flat. Me. No thanks. Blackwing Hecate says, did he say keep 4 hands on the wheel? I assume he was making a joke. Tea with Goblin says, why is he still making videos? He can't make much money just from the videos, especially if he's giving out weed. Also, did he just say 4 hands on the wheel? The videos and stuff, I don't think have ever made much direct ad revenue. It's more about him getting people to do orders for his pamphlets on his website, because he sells the pamphlets that he hands out. And also he likes being a figurehead in the Flat Earth community, which unfortunately for him, he has hurt by his antics of his alleged stealing. So maybe he's trying to get back into the good graces of the community. I'm not sure. Andrew Patella says NASA is lying to the people, telling them that the Earth is trans and looks flat because he wears a binder. Fake news. The Earth is a biological man, and he's always been flat. Neener is Meaner says, public service announcement. Don't take drugs from strangers on the street. Not unless you test them. Even then, I wouldn't recommend it.
Oh, super wild. You guys want to know the real conspiracy, though? You guys ever heard of Flat Earth? Bro, I've been looking into that for 5 years. I ran a research group with 150,000 people. It's the largest in the world. So I got on like Discovery Channel, Netflix, National Geographic, MSN, Google News, LA Times. Like, they all were making fun of my group and me and how stupid we are for testing Earth ourselves. Because that's all they can do.
Imagine you get a job at a pot farm and you get in a car, presumably to go to town. I assume what's happening, based on the documentaries I've watched about what it's like to work in these, again, I don't know where this is, but I've seen documentaries on pot farms in, like, the American Northwest. And a lot of the people, again, this is generalizing. I don't know the situation of Nathan or this particular pot farm or the people there. I'm just relating what I saw from that documentary. A lot of it is people with not a lot of other options, so they come, they work on the farm in exchange for often under... How do I put this? They get shelter and some food and less money than they would get if they weren't getting compensated also with the shelter and stuff. And then they'll kind of commute together, go into town, buy what they need, go back together. They basically live on the farm. And it's like a little community that they, you know, have together and do the farming. Imagine you go to one of these places and you're probably need money pretty badly. Maybe you've been wandering around, find this farm, get this job. You get in the car to go to town to finally spend some of the money you made on this farm. And your fellow farmhand, who you've been working with for a week or however long, is like, so yeah, how did you get, you know, here? Why are you working at this farm? And he goes on a diatribe about how he used to run a Facebook group for flat earthers and he was on TV and got made fun of it for it. It's an interesting place to be in life. Logarth says, a friend of mine left New England to move to Colorado when they first legalized weed to work on a weed farm. They would tell our friend Circle about how they had to go in groups because there were gangs literally hunting farm workers to try and find the farms and rob them. Over the summer they worked there, 3 people were murdered and the farm was robbed twice. They had shotguns and ARs to protect it. Things have calmed down a little since then, but the guy got in early and is triple dollar signs. That's cool. Yeah, Northern California and Washington have a lot of disappearances and murders and stuff that happen around the pot farming industry. There's a Netflix documentary about it, docu-series. I forget what it's called, though.
They just make you feel stupid. It's a form of, it's called gaslighting, and they don't actually answer any of the fucking issues, like water, and how they use it to level homes, and it's a natural level, and the surface of water at rest is always level and horizontal to whatever its container is. And
Murder Mountain,
it's just,
thank
they
you.
hijacked everything. School was made to make us stupid, not...
Level just means perpendicular to the directionality of gravity, in this case.
Not to make us smart. Hospitals are made to not make us healthy.
Really? I think that once you find out you're sick is when you die.
Well, like, I was watching an undercover interview from a nurse. She was wearing spy glasses and talking to the doctors, and the doctors were like, none of these people are going to make it. She's like, well, why don't we change the treatment? Why don't we do a little... And it's like, none of that stuff works. And she's like, you just told me they're all going to die anyways, bro. Whatever we're doing isn't working right now.
Giving them, let's say what we would call colloquially horse paste is going to make them worse, though. If they already have a low chance of survival, lowering that chance by giving them medicine that does not work for what you want to do here isn't helping. It's not only decreasing their chance of survival, but it's also lowering their quality of life while they're alive, even if they're going to die.
Oh, man. The protocol is designed to make people go downhill onto the vent, and then from there they just wither away, dude.
No, it's not. It really, really isn't. A lot of people have just died because it's a disease that can ravage your respiratory system and other parts of your body, and they die because by the time you get put on a ventilator, it means your lungs have been damaged enough that you're probably never going to recover. I think the stat is like 80% mortality once you get on a ventilator after COVID. It's really fucked. I sure can
thanks
link
for taking
it.
the flyer. Appreciate that. Super. Yeah, it's yours. Post it online. People get triggered.
Here we come with the Bible bullshit. He says, "Blessed are you when men
he's using a
curse
clip from Irish Demon.
You and revile you for the truth's sake. Rejoice, for great is your reward." Okay. Cool story, bro.
It's super funny. They have like emotional reactions to lies they were taught in school. Yeah, I can't recreate a rainbow indoors. I mean, you can split the light, but you can't make a rainbow.
Yes, you can? What? What? Have you never held, like, a hose that's on, like, that has an attachment and it's on, like, the mist setting? What are you talking about?
Do we pass the donut shop? Okay, cool. My pleasure, guys. Tamale.
DM Trey says, tell me you haven't seen Squid Game without telling you haven't seen Squid Game. Is this Tim Pool again? Yeah. Oh my god, Tim. What are you doing? When you're shown to be wrong, double down. The Tim Pool method of discourse.
Yes.
You guys have a good time?
Yeah.
Hey, Speedy Yoshi. Glad you liked Halloween Kills. I liked it. The reviews have been brutal, which is unfortunate, because I liked it as a big, dumb, schlocky slasher thing. I had fun. So, that's what Nathan's up to. I guess working on a pot farm. Cool.
Welcome to this Christian Patriot News special presentation. Today is Tuesday, October 26, 2021. Remember, Linwood says he's not waiting for our favorite president to be returned to the office of the presidency, but rather he's waiting for President Donald J. Trump to reveal that he never left the office of the presidency. Today we'll talk about the theory of devolution. It's real. There's literally a government.
It's not. This is the same thing that Peter's been going on about, which is why I picked this video, so we can get another Q believer's perspective on the devolution thing and maybe be a little clearer, because Peter's not the best communicator in the world. So let's see how this guy does it, shall we? Blackwing Hecate says, I've decided I'm going to see Matt Smith be a creepy ghost on Friday. I didn't know he was in a new movie.
Was devolution. We'll discuss secret PADs. Those are Presidential Emergency Action Documents. Get this, in 2018, there were 56 of them. We'll discuss key players, Christopher Miller, Kash Patel, and Ezra Cohen-Watnick. If you have low energy, saggy skin, or brain fog, watch out. You might have sluggish blood. The secret...
My blood isn't fast enough! Are we regressing to the point that these people are gonna start believing in like the four humors? What are we doing? Are they gonna start bleeding themselves? What the fuck? You think you have sluggish blood? What the fuck do you even think that means? What? I just need fast blood. I just need fast blood. How hard is that? How hard is that? Someone get me faster blood, okay? Because this is not going fast enough. I want high blood I want higher blood pressure.
Secret to reversing sluggish blood is in Reds with CPN.com.
Yeah, you can tell, because see how it's red? And blood is red? So it's medicine for your blood.
Nothing will help you improve your health more this year than this amazing powder. You'll notice brain fog vanish. You'll feel more energetic. And if you have wrinkles, they'll begin to fade.
That's not how that works. Lily Love Stuff says sluggish blood. Sounds like someone needs to get their blood work done because that sounds like anemia. May need a transfusion. I don't know. I have terrible anemia and I haven't got and have to get blood transfusions regularly. Bitter Grin says this is clearly vampire propaganda so they can eat faster. And then Logarth says these people's blood is the consistency of V8. You cut them and it's just like tomato bisque. It just... we opened one and it was like ketchup. You had to keep smacking them to get the blood out.
I highly recommend Reds with CPN.com. Get it for 51% off, but only by ordering today. Go to www.redswithcpn.com. That's Reds with C like Christian, P like Patriot, N like News. It's the first link in the description box below this video. And remember, when you support our sponsors, you're supporting this frontline soldier.
Frontline soldier. Imagine calling yourself a frontline soldier because you shitpost on Rumble. Ew.
With Patel Patriot. He's a bit of an expert on the theory of devolution. He's going to open with exactly what we all went through, Election Day through China Joe's inauguration. He's going to explain that devolution is real and provide plenty of documentation on the subject. Plus, he's going to talk about things going on behind the scenes with our favorite president and the U.S. military. He'll also cover Dong the Defector and says it's the equivalent of General Mike Flynn going to China and disclosing military intelligence of the United States with the Chinese. So
they think a defector from China that's going to reinstate Trump with his testimony's name is Dong. All right. Tea with Goblin says, Dr. Goblin says, you got slugs in your blood. If I apply leeches, they'll suck out all the slugs. Medicine.
Enjoyed this 7-minute clip, and I'll be right back.
Leading up to November 3rd, like most of you, I was pretty convinced that Trump was going to win his re-election, and it was going to be a pretty massive landslide victory. And I promised a lot of family and friends, and they kind of thought I was crazy, but I saw it happening for sure.
And you were wrong. Weird how that works. Blackwing Hecate says, did he say Dong the Defector, or is that wishful thinking? He did say Dong the Defector. Felix Night Owl says, off topic, did you see that the judge presiding over the Kyle Rittenhouse trial encouraged his defense attorneys to use the words rioters and looters for referring to the two people Kyle killed rather than the word victims? Yes. Incredibly fucked up.
I even made some bets with some friends, and then November 3rd came and happened. We all saw, there was mail-in fraud and...
No, there wasn't. No, there was not. There was not fraud. There was no evidence of fraud. There has been dozens of court cases, including one brought before the Supreme Court, 3 justices of whom were appointed by Trump himself, all of which got thrown out because of lack of evidence or lack of standing. Joe Biden won. You don't have to like Joe Biden. I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden. Too far right. But he won. He won the election. And just so you know, the event he's speaking at is a QAnon event. The faces of the die in the logo add up to 17. There are various references to Q on the logo for this. I think Ron Watkins was a part of planning this particular event that they're taking footage from, if I remember correctly.
And, it
happened
was
in
obvious.
Las Vegas.
And then November 7th or 8th, Joe Biden was declared the winner of the election. And at the time, I was a little frustrated.
Yeah, QAnon is the source.
But, that's probably an understatement. But I knew Trump had it. Trump even said, he made a comment, he said, if we are right about the fraud, Joe Biden cannot be president. And I believe...
If we are right is kind of the important thing there. They weren't.
Believed him when he said that. So I kind of switched gears and I put my focus on January 20th. And I said, okay, well, he's the winner now, but Trump isn't going to let him be inaugurated on the 20th, right? And so again, I promised a bunch of
This is, like, pathetic, right? There's obviously an element of comedy, but how pathetic is it for a grown person to be on stage and being like, I know this is a hyperbolic representation of what just happened, but basically being like, Trump wouldn't let Biden get inaugurated. Like, Trump doesn't have any power. What are you talking about? He lost. Let.
Family and friends, I said, there's no way Trump's going to let this guy take office. And I made some more bets. I doubled down on those bets with my friends.
How'd that work out?
And then January 20th came and went, and sure as shit, Joe Biden was inaugurated, and Trump left on Air Force One, and I was devastated. And I was out like $200. And it was my first experience with Joe Biden's economy.
So you were a dumbass, and then you blamed it on Joe Biden. Surprise. Anyway, let's look at the logo since we have a better look. It says For God and Country 2021. On one card, you have a 7, which I believe is a reference to 17. I believe there are 17 poker chips there. The Queen, of course, is Q. The faces on the die that are visible add up to 17, which is the 17th letter of the alphabet. Q. It's a Q conference. They actually got booted from their first venue that they had booked in Vegas, and had to scramble to find a new one because, you know, online got upset and contacted the hotel and was like, really? You're going to have these people? And they're like, ooh, sorry. And then they booted them. Oh, yes, of course, too. The Q is, the Queen, rather, is worth 10, and the 7 is worth 7, so 17, again, is the value of the cards.
And, you know, it was tough. Devastated was probably an understatement, too. I mean, my friends and family thought it was crazy. I started to
7 and Queen and 17 is 17 in blackjack, yeah.
think I was crazy myself, because just everything that I thought to be true about Trump, I was just wrong about.
It's a tacky logo. I don't disagree. This looks like some... I went to, in high school, I had a class that was a, it was a computer digital design class. It basically taught how to use Photoshop, and we had to make logos for things. This looks like something me or someone else in class would have made in our high school Photoshop design class. It's too busy, and there's a redundancy of ideas. Like... either do 17 chips, or have the faces of the die equal 17, or have the cards equal 17. Doing it 3 times, all crunched together. It's just busy. I don't know.
So, you know, I suffered for a while. I was maybe a little depressed, and then I dug myself out. And the way my mind operates is I deal in facts, okay? I don't like any of the anonymous sources stuff. I just deal with facts. And I knew for a fact that Donald Trump won the election.
Okay. How do you air quote know that air quote fact?
And I knew for a fact that the only reason Joe Biden was inaugurated was because they stole the election.
Again, why do you believe you know this?
And I knew for a fact that Donald Trump knew they were going to steal the election. And so if you're the President of the United States and the Commander-in-Chief of our armed forces, and you know your opponent's going to steal an election...
They didn't. Trump lost.
You're almost derelict in your duty if you don't do something to stop it, right? And so I set out to figure out what was really going on. And in the process, I believe I figured out what Trump is up to. There's this plan out there. It's called Devolution. Now, I'm not going to be able to go into everything that I've been writing about for the past 4 months. There's 12 articles. There's 2 addendums. It's quite a bit. But I'm going to touch on a few of the things that really got me started. You know, the first couple things that I noticed that really, you know, I was like, holy cow, this could be real. This is definitely happening. So... first of all...
Remember, he says he only deals in facts, not anonymous sources. Unconditional Prong says, a person at work tried to put a pumpkin that said, hashtag FJB, let's go Brandon on it. The person got in trouble, and the main person who runs our office got mad that someone was crying woke, that the pumpkin got disqualified for political content. They are really running with the let's go Brandon thing. That's so interesting. They really think that's the best fucking meme ever, and I don't get it. I get it in the sense that I know the origin of it, but, like, I don't get why they think that's the best. It's the only meme I've seen them post for, like, a week and a half.
What is devolution? It's a continuity of government plan. And continuity of government planning has been around since about the Eisenhower days. And, you know, it was a safeguard. If Russia was gonna nuke the United States and take out all of our government.
What's the let's go Brandon thing? So at I think it was a sporting event, I think Joe Biden was there, and the crowd, or a certain portion of the crowd, started chanting, fuck Joe Biden, which is kind of funny. And then, I think a reporter heard this, or misheard it, and said, are they saying let's go Brandon? Which is in relation to a sports figure or something? Again, I'm not super familiar. So it became a meme that they would say, let's go Brandon, as a dog whistle for fuck Joe Biden, basically. Not even a dog whistle. Everyone knows what it means, and they know that. It's just like a meme. It's a meme way of saying fuck Joe Biden, basically. It's the guy that was being interviewed at the time. Thank you.
What do we do? What does our government do to stay operating? And so they have all these plans to continue our government operations. And one of those plans is called devolution. And it's a real thing. If you DuckDuckGo the word devolution and continuity of government, you'll find all sorts of documents. There's one specifically, it's...
You can find all sorts of documents that can hinge your poor understanding of the government upon, and then you can use that poor misunderstanding as a way to construct a bullshit theory that you can sell to other people.
AR pamphlet 500.30, and it has the word devolution in it literally 41 times. So devolution is no doubt a real thing, okay? And so once I knew it was a real thing, you know, how do I know that Trump used it, right? And so there's an article that was released in February of 2020 that Trump had issued standby orders to the military to ready a whole bunch of top secret continuity of government plans. And one of those plans was a plan of devolution. And it even said in the article it would bypass the...
Reminder that some of the Joint Chiefs of the military, the, wait, is that the right word? The people who are the head of their respective branches of the military. I want to say Joint Chiefs. Anyway, they had to literally, like, get together and make plans in case Trump tried to do a coup or start World War III before he left office. The military was not doing secret Trump coup plans at the end of his presidency. They were literally already on defense about it.
The normal...
Chiefs of Staff, thank you. The Joint Chiefs of Staff.
Constitutional provisions for government succession. So I was like, okay, well, not...
Devolution in this context is ceding federal powers to states. I don't know where they're getting this definition. Probably is ass, if I had to guess.
Only is continuity of government, devolution.
In conference, they're the Joint Chiefs. Individually, they're the Chiefs of Staff. Collectively, they're the Joint Chiefs.
A real thing, but Trump was looking into it in February of 2020. So I was like, okay. Well, and then in June...
Thanks, Hannah Ryan.
There's this article that was released that really kind of blew my mind, and I was like, okay, well, now I know for sure that something is going on here. Do you guys remember the story of Dong the Defector? Do you guys remember hearing that story? Okay, so Dong the Defector, his name is Dong Jingwei. He's the highest level defector to ever come from China. He was formerly the head of their counterintelligence. It would have been...
Let's see if that's a real person. Do. Dong Jingwei. is a Chinese politician who has served as vice minister of the Ministry of State Security since 2018. Previously, he served as the agency's chief of counterintelligence. In June 2021, reports surfaced alleging Dong's defection to the United States with information on the origin of COVID-19 after he made a public appearance at the 16th meeting of Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Defection rumors. In June 2021, rumors began to surface first in Chinese social media and soon in international news media suggesting Dong had defected in mid-February, flying from Hong Kong to the United States with his adult daughter, Dong Yang. The rumors claimed Dong had provided key information about the Wuhan Institute of Virology and China's biological weapons program that changed the stance of the Biden administration concerning the origin of COVID-19 pandemic. Speaking to closely watched U.S. intelligence community-focused newsletter Spy Talk and the Daily Beast, former Chinese Foreign Ministry official Han Lianxiao, who defected to the United States following the 1989 Tiananmen Square massacre, claimed a friend had told him of rumors that Dong had defected, and that the defection was mentioned by Chinese officials during the Sino-American Summit in Alaska. Citing an unnamed source, remember, again, this guy says he doesn't like unnamed sources, he only deals in facts, but unnamed sources appear to be the source for this rumor. He alleged that China's foreign minister Wang Yi and Communist Party Politburo member, Yang Jieshi had demanded Dong's return. In the report by Spy Talk on June 17th, former U.S. intelligence officer Nicholas Eftimides described the rumor as, quote, exactly that, it's a rumor, happens all the time, but called Han, quote, a straight shooter, not known to exaggerate in any way or form, trusted with integrity. Within 24 hours of Spy Talk's June 17th expose, Chinese state media reported that Dong had made an appearance at an MSS seminar, urging China's intelligence officer to, quote, step up their efforts to hunt down foreign agents and insiders who collude with anti-China forces. A South China Morning Post reports about Dong's comments mentioned a, quote, 22-year-old journalism student identified only by his surname, Tian, who has been accused of providing information to an unnamed Western country to smear China. Tian was tried behind closed doors in 2020. However, the original state media report included neither the location of the seminar nor any audiovisual record of Dong's presence, further heightening suspicions of Dong's true status. Seeing if I missed anything, sorry. Blackwing Hecate says, do you know the story of Dong the Defector? Has serious, do you know the tragedy of Darth Pelagius the Wise energy? Following scattered reports and rumors of his whereabouts on June 22nd, an unnamed senior official within the Biden administration gave Spy Talk what it called a definitive denial. Eftimiades told Spy Talk the unattributed denial from a senior U.S. official was stunning and likely coordinated at the highest levels, calling the saga a closed issue, game, set, match. Soon after, two U.S. officials speaking on background to Newsweek said the reports about Dong's defection were not accurate and were absolutely untrue. The following day, the Chinese government released a photo purportedly showing Dong among four other officials on a panel at the 16th meeting of the Security Council. Secretaries of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization member states, which was widely reported as conclusively disproving the defection claims. The meeting was noted by Chinese embassy in Washington, though some Chinese netizens have questioned the veracity of the footage. No one on the record comments have been released on the matter by either government. In its assessment of the saga on June 26th, China-focused political risk consultancy Sino Insider concluded it's very possible that the bulk of defector rumors are classic CCP disinformation operations designed to muddy the waters on the topic and ruin the credibility of the international media, Chinese dissidents, and world governments. The firm said it's likely that a defection did occur, but that, quote, the person is more likely to be at the bureau rank or below, closer to actual operations and potentially more familiar with matters that senior officials including Xi Jinping may not know. In the case of actual defection, they advised that the CCP would either stay silent and increase domestic censorship of the topic or begin publicly smearing the defector as a liar or criminal. The group categorically dismissed theories that the photos released from the Shanghai Corporation Organization were fake, saying, quote, the CCP would not risk staging a fake public appearance by the defector, only for the propaganda to backfire spectacularly later should the defector make an actual public appearance in the country of defection. So, the long and short is, it was a rumor, unsubstantiated, that came from undisclosed sources that's bullshit. And this guy, who claims he cares about facts and not anonymous sources, is using anonymous sources about a rumor that's been shown to probably be false in order to bolster his bullshit conspiracy theory. Surprise! Jamie Lynn says, you don't have to read this if you don't want to, but I'm transgender, male to female, and I was living in an all-man's recovery house. I applied to a female house and they accepted me, and I'm so much happier now, and I fit in so much better in an all-women's house. That's awesome. Seriously, that must have been tough. Good for you.
Like Michael Flynn, when he was working for Trump before the whole scandal, it would have been like him.
Before he got arrested for felony crimes or whatever it was, and then Trump pardoned him. Scandal's an interesting way to obfuscate that.
Defecting to China with all of our state secrets. Okay, this guy supposedly defected to here, the United States, and when he came here, he went straight to the military, the Defense Intelligence Agency, and that's important because the reason he went to the Defense Intelligence Agency.
Again, none of this is substantiated, and in fact, evidence has come out that says none of this happened.
Is because he didn't trust anybody in the intelligence.
This was posted today, by the way. This isn't old information.
Intelligence community, and in this report that was in the red state from June, they even said that the information that he brought with him, it revealed who all the traitors are in our intelligence communities, in our government. Even has stuff on Joe Biden. It revealed the true origins of COVID, right? So when I saw this article that this guy came straight to the Defense Intelligence Agency, Biden, the commander-in-chief, didn't even know about it, which is insane.
It's hard to know about things that don't happen.
Probably should
hydrate.
Probably should say that too. So when he came here, he defected. Do you guys remember the Sino-American Summit in Alaska? Yes, it was sometime in March. Well, if you remember, the talks were hostile the first couple days, and it was reported that China was actually asking for this Dong Jingwei back, and Secretary of State Blinken had no idea.
I thought you said you don't. He just got done saying a couple of minutes ago that he doesn't like unverified sources or anonymous sources, and now he's just quoting anonymous sources. Sentient Dessert says Q knows a lot of things that don't happen, though. True.
Idea what they were talking about. He had no idea. And so think about that for a second, though. The highest level defector in our nation's history and the commander-in-chief of the United States military.
This is a bullshit story that did not happen.
Joe Biden has no idea what's going on. He has no idea about it.
Yeah, there's 17 poker
that's very
chips.
telling. That tells me that there's something going on with our military that Biden is not, privy to. And so not only is devolution real, not only was Trump looking into it in February of 2020, but now there's a story of Dong Jingwei that's like, okay, well, there's definitely something going on here. And so at that point, I really, I started digging in. I think my first two articles were just about this. Devolution is a real thing, and Dong Jingwei, he came over here, he defected. How far can I take this? So I started researching and digging in, and the stuff that I found is really, it's blown my mind, honestly. And there's nothing else that makes sense besides devolution. So
how about this? Let's Occam's razor. Do you think that it's possible that Joe Biden, who you consider to be an incompetent dementia patient, was able to pull off the largest voter fraud scheme in the history of the human race, thus doing the most impossible crime to ever happen in the history of humanity, which would have to include tens of thousands of operatives operating independently within the United States, but absolutely zero whistleblowers? Or Donald Trump, a guy who prides himself on pissing people off, pissed enough people off to get them to vote against him in 2020. I'm going to go with that one. Donald Trump lost. Jamie Lynn says, aren't you proud of me for spelling all the right in my last message? It took time to make sure everything was right so you wouldn't have to figure it out. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Patel Patriot is going to go on to share how we are at war. Trump said COVID was a biological attack on the U.S. worse than Pearl Harbor and 9/11.
Yeah, Trump's a fucking idiot.
Plus, consider the cyber attack on the 2020 presidential election.
That there is no evidence of, that didn't happen. Narnandia Owl says, even if any of this was true, Biden would obviously have to claim he doesn't know about it. Yeah, I don't think it's true. But either way, yeah, no conspiracy happened with the election. In fact, the Arizona Maricopa County audit, which recently happened, reproved that because they tested the vote totals with the paper ballots and they equaled out. If there was a cyber attack of some sort, there would be an incongruity between the numbers, but there really wasn't. It was completely within the margin of error for a machine like that. In fact, Biden gained more votes when they counted by hand. Narnandia Owl says, even if any of this was true, Oh, I read that one, sorry.
He'll discuss top secret PADs. Those are the Presidential Emergency Action Documents. Remember, in 2018, there were 56 of them. This is where Trump hid his plans for devolution. These documents are so top secret, they're literally hidden from Congress, including...
But this guy on Rumble knows about them because he's a secret internet warrior.
Including the Gang of Eight. Corrupt and evil politicians like Adam Schiff is working hard to see these PADs, but try as he may, fail he will. And then Patel Patriot will go on to talk about key players like Christopher Miller, Kash Patel, and Ezra Cohen-Watnick. So enjoy.
If we do the Danzy channel points thing, since it's 1,000,000 points, does it last the whole stream? No, but it'll last a while. I can't do 3 hours of Danzy. Felix Night Owl says, to be fair, a criticism the Republicans had against the Mueller investigation was that Dems didn't think Trump was competent, so how could he conspire with Russia and rig the election? I guess? I think mostly, in my view, it was more the people around Trump doing stuff and him being complicit, but sure.
Enjoy this 12-minute clip, and then we'll move on.
Let's define devolution. Devolution, it's a continuity government plan, but it's the devolving of authority for performing essential functions from the normal people who do it down to lower levels, usually spread out across different geographic locations. And the best metaphor I can come up with for this, and it's not a perfect metaphor, but it does the job. So imagine you're the CEO of a company, okay? And as the CEO, there's the main location. There's 10 different branches around the country, and every 4 years they have elections for who the next CEO will be. Okay, and so this upcoming election, you're running against a guy. We can call him Brandon. You're running against Brandon, and Brandon is also.
There's the meme again. They think it's the funniest fucking meme.
A douche canoe. And you find out that Brandon is gonna try to steal this election. He's gonna cheat because first of all, he has a lot of help from the big players. There's a lot of people that have a financial interest in Brandon winning this election. And so you decide, I'm sick of this politics, this BS. I'm going to catch Brandon cheating, and I'm going to expose it, and I'm going to fix the whole system. I'm sick of it.
Interesting that it's been a whole year since quote-unquote Brandon got elected, and nothing has happened. It's almost like Trump just lost.
And so you decide.
Stone Corbell says douche canoe. Haven't heard that one since like 2006. Yeah, that might have been when this guy was in high school. That's the last time he learned a new thing.
To come up with a plan, and you're going to let Brandon steal the election and get away with it. But before you do that, you go to each one of your branch managers and you tell them essentially, hey guys, this is what's going on. Brandon is going to try to steal this election, okay? And I'm going to try to catch him in the act doing it. Your only job right now is...
Again, this is a conspiracy with no whistleblowers, but requires Donald Trump to go to the head of every agency in the country that liaises with federal operatives, with the executive branch in any way, shape, or form, which would be thousands of people minimum as points of contact, and none of them are whistleblowers.
Is to not let your branch burn to the ground, okay? That's essentially what devolution is. I believe it's through our special operations forces. They're the ones protecting the mission essential functions. and they're not letting our country burn to the ground. We don't know what those mission essential functions are. They could be, just protecting our power grid. It could be just stopping an invasion from coming in. We don't know. But in the meantime, they're going to probably follow Biden's orders. But when it comes to it, they're not going to let them, fire the nuke at the end of the day.
Reminder that Donald Trump once asked why we can't nuke a hurricane. And they think Joe Biden, who has been in government for decades, is going to irresponsibly use a warhead for some reason.
So, again, where are we at? Trump knew about devolution. He was looking into it. It's a real thing. What would justify him in being able to use it? And so a president at war has all sorts of war powers. And I believe we've been in a war for quite some time now. And it started with COVID. And it's not just COVID. There's two ways that we could be at war, but we'll start with COVID first. Trump has hinted at multiple times that COVID could be a bioweapon from China, right? What did he...
It's not...
...specifically say about it? He was doing an interview with, there's a whole bunch of reporters in the Oval Office, and they asked him, what are your thoughts on COVID? And he said, this was an attack. This is the worst attack we've ever seen.
The people who take Trump's words as, literally true are the weirdest people to me. Frankly, I'd think the same thing if someone thought the same thing about Joe Biden, but it's just weird to me that anyone listens to any politician ever and is like, yes, politicians are always saying the truth at all times, especially people like Donald Trump.
In Pearl Harbor.
Probably a Lannister says, God, these people are the lamest unstructured speakers ever. Yeah, I'm gonna skip ahead and see if anything... No, it's just gonna be him fucking bitching for an hour. Alright, I think I'm done with the devolution thing. Basically, he misunderstands how everything works and is trying to construct a way to justify Trump coming back, which he won't. Unless he wins in 2024, which is possible, so please go vote in 2022 and 2024. Maybe a couple shorter ones. AstroFox9 says, also the chairman of the Joint Chiefs had to reportedly call China to reassure them that Trump wouldn't recklessly start a war. Yeah, I remember that. And then the right said he was committing treason by stopping Trump from nuking China for no reason.
Photos you are not allowed to see. No cameras are allowed inside the Supreme Court, but using an arm sling, one sneaky woman snuck a camera inside. Once inside, she took the only 2 photos ever of the Supreme Court in session. Area 51 is a secret base off limits to the public, but one day the pilot of a light aircraft flew over the base's airspace. He then secretly took these up-close images of the base.
Why?
He risked his plane being shot down, but allowed us to see the world's clearest view of Area 51.
That's not worth it. Don't die just to take pictures of a meme military base.
The Bohemian Club is a secret group of very powerful people, aka men. Many presidents and business leaders are members of this group. Every year, they meet up in the California woods and perform totally normal rituals, including setting fire to an enormous statue of an owl. No one's allowed to take any photos, but one filmmaker named John Ronson snuck a camera inside and caught the world's most powerful men doing super weird things.
Lovely. Play.
The government blasted a 40,000-pound bomb in the Atlantic Ocean. This is my theory. The government released more information about UFOs. We know they not only fly in the sky, but they can also shoot into the water. And although they're like, you have nothing to worry about these UFOs, I kind of think the government was trying to kill something in the water.
They were testing their weapon, you idiot. As we all know, if you try and fight Godzilla with military weapons, it goes badly. Don't do that.
I don't think they were trying to kill any type.
You need a bigger kaiju to fight Godzilla if you want to kill Godzilla.
Of marine life, even though they did.
Preferably a 3-headed dragon thing. Or like a big moth.
But this bomb was freaking huge. It was a 40,000-pound bomb and it set off an earthquake. So with the aliens being able to live in the sky and under the sea, is the government trying to kill some of these aliens because they're living in the sea? And are they a potential threat to humanity? I do not know, but that is just my theory.
Wait, King Ghidorah has never beaten Godzilla? Really? That's surprising.
It doesn't just appear. So we'll have to come around. Do you see it? No. It's not that. There it is. Where? Look. Oh, let this guy go. Did you not just see that? No, you... It is. Where? Look. Oh, let this guy go. Did you not... Do you see it? No. It's not that. There it is. Where? Look. Oh, let this guy go.
Are you just talking about the fact that the bridge is hard to see until you're close to it? Because I can still see it back here. It's just hard to see because it blends in because there's greenery growing on the top of the bridge.
Oh, let this guy go. Did you not just see that? No, are you filming? Look up, look up. Where am I looking? Look! There's a floating tree. Look! Oh, let this guy go. Did you not just see that? No, are you filming? Look up, look up. Where am I looking? Look! There's a floating tree.
Sure it is. Marcus Drake, why did the US do to test a weapon? It's always testing weapons. Why is it glitching? Giants aren't real. Giants aren't real. Humans are actually taller on average today than they have been historically because of better nutrition and other factors. Logard says it's glitching because of the Illuminati.
Whoa, Vicky just exposed the Illuminati? We need to talk about this. Okay, so if you don't know who Whoa Vicky is, she's a female rapper slash influencer, and love to hate her, she is always spilling the truth. And she recently did this interview exposing how the Illuminati tries to get these celebrities to join them at influencer parties, and just watch.
If you in the industry, the devil, they, like Illuminati, all that shit, they try to get you. They invite you to these parties, these house parties. Let me tell you an experience I went through personally.
Man, I wish I could just lie all the time and people would just believe me and I could get clout with it. How easy.
So I was with some friends in LA, and it was this big influencer party. Should I say a name? It was Bella Thorne party. Oh yeah, you can't bring your phone in. I'm like, first of all, who ain't bringing their phone in? I'm bringing my motherfucking phone in. I don't give a fuck. And then you gotta sign some papers. What am I signing some shit for to get into a party? Like what? And then this is where it really threw me off. They said they had to prick your blood to get in. I said, oh no, I'm good. Everyone else went, I called my Uber and left.
Yep, you heard that right. At Bella Thorne's Halloween party last year, they pricked all of their celebrity guests' blood and stored them away. And if you didn't know, this is a tactic that many suspect the Illuminati use. They steal their victims' blood and they force them to join them. Not to mention...
Why would taking a sample of your blood force you to join a group? What?
Many people believe that Bella Thorne is a member of the Illuminati, and this was her party, so it makes sense she was trying to lure them in to join her. I mean, just look at this photo. And this red carpet photo where she literally is doing the Illuminati sign of the devil.
Oh my god, it's not the fucking Illuminati sign. I hate these people.
And let's not forget that this specific party was on Halloween, aka the devil's holiday. Let me know what y'all think, and as always, that is today's conspiracy.
Okay, if we're gonna make this a series, I wanted to find...
Poor Sawin. Lily Lovestuff says, so the George Washington Memorial Parkway runs parallel to the Potomac River, and one night a crane or some bird came out of the woods and scared the shit out of my coworker and I. That's an interesting anecdote. H-Bird says they're taking blood samples so they can clone new Disney Channel actors. Wake up, sheeple.
Whoa.
Bob is looking like he needs some sleep. Let's see what Bob's up to. We're gonna find out if Squid Game is demonic.
Can you get demons from watching the Netflix streaming series Squid Game? That's the topic for this live vlog today. Like and share. You know, a lot of people who have watched this who are curious about watching it. It's a hot topic. So like and share and let people know that they can watch this special video blog today. Every week we do a blog, but sometimes...
Why is he talking so... It's like he's trying to do a William Shatner impersonation all of a sudden. He doesn't normally talk this stilted. Like he has awkward pauses between different phrases, and I don't understand why.
Times the blog/vlog is pre-produced because it's not necessary for us to talk with you and interact with you. But this is the kind of topic. It's got to have some interaction, and the chat line is heating up out there. So tell everybody you know to be watching. And I want to remind you that on November the 4th, we're going to be in Tampa, Florida. And a lot of exciting things are coming up over the next few days. You do not want to miss a single opportunity for whatever it is we're going to be speaking about. And that's why you need...
You can, Jezebel. She's played number 237. Purple Spyro fan, thanks for 2 months.
To subscribe and hit that notification bell. And to all my friends who are watching us out there on Facebook and on TikTok, we welcome you. But if you want to get the fullest experience of what we're going to be talking about this morning, it's important that you come on over to YouTube. So would you migrate over there right now? Go to the Bob Larson Exorcism channel. Exciting things. Oh, and don't forget, coming up on the 27th, my confrontation with
Blackwing Hecate says, Toodles, folks, raid time. Have fun.
America's #1 Satanist. Just in time for Halloween. Well, close to 200 million people have watched the Netflix series Squid Games.
Seriously, is Bob okay? He looks like his eyes look like he's in pain. Like, look at him.
Oh. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's having a good day.
No, I don't know if he's like having allergies or something, but...
It might be
Is this show about desperation, greed, and systematic...
You think Bob caught COVID?
Doesn't look like he has COVID. It's just probably allergies. I have to take pauses and stuff when my allergies bother me because I have asthma.
He's fighting the demons. They'll give you the pink eye. Poop demons. You're properly tinfoiled. It's the safety equipment that's necessary. So.
PPE.
Yeah. Not bad.
Thanks.
Murder, more than morbid entertainment, are evil spirits crafting this production to lure the unsuspecting onto a psychological path of destruction. And today I'm going to be answering the question, can you get demons from Squid Game?
I'm feeling okay.
Now, I've been
My
watching
nose
the chats
and my
out there, and
forehead
I'm not going to answer them now, but I want to comment just so you can see the thinking of people. For example, Brandon says, I watched all of Squid Game. You have my sympathy, sir. I can assure you...
Squid Game is great. Go watch Squid Game.
I didn't get any demons from it. It's your intent. Oh, man.
Oh, if you want to have demons, you will
See,
get demons?
This is bullshit. Because I've wanted demons for a very long time to come and make my life easier, and not a single one has showed up. So this is bullshit. Demons? Come on.
Funny to answer that one, Brandon. It doesn't have anything to do with your intent. Intent is part of it. But that's not the issue here. Well, you say when you didn't get demons, and I don't want to start answering the vlog now. I'm going to get carried away. But who are you?
I don't know if I've seen a cape and wing combo. It actually looks pretty cool. Cape and wings.
You want demons, ye shall receive demons.
Okay.
To say you didn't get demons. The person who has demons, the host, is the least likely individual to know whether or not they have demons in many cases. All right. He says, it's your intent.
Demon wings.
And if you're super fascinated with the killing part, sure, you might get a
Joey is strong. Thanks for 100 bits.
demon. But if not, you're good.
Baja is now BSL 3 level safe against infectious conspiracy nonsense. Sorry.
Why do you have to leave partially empty bottles?
Cans.
Whatever. That's not what matters right now.
Oh, yes. I don't believe demons can enter you unless you want them there. But then he parenthetically...
Demons can enter me. Sky Comet Fallen says, sorry, Hannah, our cases are backlogged. Do better. Porcelain Giant says, aw, Hannah has her co-pilot. Puka the Duka, thanks for 300 bits, bringing us to 71% of a level 1 hype train. Do the hype train. Do it for Baja.
He says, or if they're already there, past.
We did.
On from parents. Brandon, you've got a little bit of understanding about this, but we're going to get the rest of it cleared up. Nick says, I can't wait, though I've never seen Squid Game. Good. This should be interesting. Christina says, what's this all about? Laura says, hi. The Clear Fam, can you get demons? You get demons by your actions, not by inviting them. Actually, you get both, but we're going to get into more of that. What
are the demon rules? Just tell me how to get a demon, Bob. BD Kappa, thanks for 18 months. MW1642, thanks for 200 bits, says bits for Baja.
Thank you.
Some research, somebody says. Demons attach themselves to wounds. And we got a whole bunch of others here that are just really fascinating. So we're going to jump into this in a minute, all right?
Burn.
A scripture. Mark 8, verse 36 through 37. Listen to it carefully.
This man just told us demons are more into consent than most priests. Stone Corbell says, hype train. Thanks.
Mark 8, 36 through 37.
He should write a demonology book. I'm pretty sure he's written books that are available now on his website.
But what shall it profit a man if he shall gain the whole world
Hi, Cassie.
and lose his own soul?
Are you confused by your moms?
Now listen to the next statement from Jesus. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Yeah. What will a man give in exchange for his soul?
Klondike bar.
In exchange for my soul, I would just need someone to make vegan versions of Toffee.
Okay.
The candy that's like caramel and then a hazelnut in the inside and then chocolate.
See, if you're going for wishes, this is what you should do. If we get a genie, one of the wishes should go to any food that you touch turns vegan. It tastes exactly the same, but it's a vegan version of that food.
Okay, that's better. That's better.
We never have to worry about what restaurant to go to again. You can order whatever, and then it's just, boom, vegan.
Nice.
Bitter Grin says, the best way to get a demon is to go to one of his shows and invite in one of the ones who he just evicted.
True.
The Navigator 4 says, for the demons. Dirtger says, I don't care about demons. How fast is his blood going? 27% to level 2.
That age-old question Jesus asked 2,000 years ago has been answered by Netflix. A South Korean film production company has released a series. It's called Squid Game on the Netflix
That's true,
network.
H-Barrett.
And according to the series,
Does the cow just
what's the
magically
price of a
become
soul?
alive again?
Yes.
About $40 million, depending on the South Korean exchange rate with the U.S. dollar at that particular point. $40 million. And like I said, Nearly 200 million have already watched it. The plot isn't exactly ingenious. An aging and bored, super rich guy joins forces with several of his equally bored colleagues, and they offer about a $40 million prize to the winner of the Squid Game. Or games, actually, because it's a series of games. So exactly 456 entrants are allowed to...
Spoilers for Squid Game, probably?
...to accept that challenge. And by the end of the first episode, and there are 5 more to come, half of them are murdered in cold blood.
I'm going to skip this just because I want people to go watch Squid Game. It's a good show, and I don't want you to be ruined for it. Go watch Squid Game. It's on Netflix.
Those were words, not necessarily in the correct order.
You know what I meant.
Hi, Cassie. What you looking at, baby?
Okay, morning, folks.
What you looking at?
So,
oh, please don't try and find.
there is certainly history to suggest that the flat Earth was being taught in the early 1900s.
No.
As the true shape of our Earth. This is just one in a long line of examples we can find where our history's been manipulated and changed. And once again, we really don't know what to trust or believe.
Meow. Meow. It's okay, baby. Come on.
If
Come on, baby.
Christ had returned and with his followers reigned on this earth for 1,000 years, and at the end of that 1,000 years, Satan had to be released from his prison in order for him to be able, it says right in the Bible, Revelation 20, to deceive the whole world. Again, it seems like so many people have trouble with this. And again,
I was under the impression that the Bible implies that Satan will have control for 7 years. And that's the whole Antichrist thing and the Mark of the Beast stuff that comes up in, Call and other evangelical videos. And then after that 7 years, then Jesus comes back, defeats Satan, and then there's 1,000 years of Jesus ruling on the earth. And then after that 1,000 years, God basically ends Earth. And all there is like heaven and hell and whatever other cosmic shit. I don't know. Pyromancer says they used to teach that Ra was the sun god, but that doesn't mean much. Also, what he's saying is untrue. The United States curriculum did not teach that the Earth was flat 100 years ago.
Admitted
myself. Were you alive 100 years ago?
Yes.
I tend to think of
this guy sure was.
The return of Christ, the mark of the beast, and all that as the end of it. And so many people don't seem to realize there's more deception to be had after that. When Christ returns after the mark of the beast, that's not the end of it. That's 1,000 years of him reigning with us.
Baja Blasts on bingo? No, that's only if, someone says something unscientific and then she gets mad and does a science.
Followers is what the Bible says. But then it also very clearly states between the end of that 1,000 years.
Not hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of dollars.
Might as well get some use out of it.
Other than, the PhD.
Yeah, well, that's just a bonus.
And the final judgment, the white throne judgment.
We have not had reptilians yet.
Satan is released. Now it says he's released for a little season. If there's one thing I'm absolutely sure of, our perception or conception of time is absolutely different than that of God's.
How would you know that?
So, I guess what I'm looking for is, does anybody have scripture to back up and prove that we have not gone through all that already? I don't believe anybody does. I believe a lot of people think they do.
I like that his bar for something he believes being true is coming up with it whole cloth first, and then only looking at the Bible, and if the Bible doesn't directly contradict what he has said, then he determines that it is true. That's a really fucked up process to try and determine reality from bullshit.
But I have yet to see it. If it's in the Bible, I haven't come across it, or didn't recognize it when I did. So that's all, and I can't find an answer. I can't find where does Christ go after the 1,000 years in the time that Satan is released for that short season. It kind of seems like that's thrown in at the end of Revelation in the last 3 chapters, and there's not a whole lot of detail as to what really goes down. Knowing that we were likely taught, there's evidence, newspaper articles, eyewitness testimony, as far as, you know, older people, the lady Rose, I think was her name, that Dave interviewed.
I remember that. That was really sad. He basically interviewed a woman that appeared to be suffering from dementia or something along those lines, and was interviewing her and asking her questions like, when you were a kid, did they teach you the earth was flat? And she was clearly, you know, half out of it. And she was like, yeah, I remember that. It was so fucking exploitative. It was gross.
There's certainly evidence to suggest that the flat earth was still being taught in the late 1800s, early 1900s. So if Satan were loosed for a short season to deceive the whole world, could it be that he accomplished that through making the world think they live on a whirling, twirling space rock that by its very own, you know, manifestation, Big Bang, firecracker of nothing, destroys God, removes God from the equation of how this earth came about and how it works?
These people are just so scared that there's nothing out there like a god.
Yeah.
They think that it makes the universe empty if there's nothing that was like, I specifically want you to exist. I want to create you specifically, and I am doing that with purpose. And it's just so dumb. Like, there doesn't have to be any greater meaning to your life. You don't have to have been created specifically to still matter.
Honestly, I think that would make the universe seem very small and stupid.
Yeah.
If it was everyone who's here is here for a specific reason, and you were chosen, and everything else is here just for you. Sky Comet Fallen says, where does Jesus go? He gets kidnapped by the Squid Game mask guys. Rachology says, there's an old medieval joke about a person being given a tour of hell by a demon and shown the progressively worse hells for the progressively more awful souls. Finally, they reach Satan, and the demon asks the human what he thinks of hell. They say, it's terrible, but I take comfort that there are no priests here, so at least the church is pure and a force for good. The devil then bends over and pulls the plug out of his asshole, and all the priests fly out of his ass on tiny wings. Tammy Marie, thanks for 4 months.
It seems to me it's done an excellent job in destroying even the thought of God in billions of people's minds. Once again, it says, as Satan's loose to deceive the world, he is gathering from the 4 quarters of the earth. If there's 4 quarters, that's the whole earth. Gog and Magog to do battle against Christ. And it says their number is that of the sands of the sea.
Gog and a Magog.
Revelation has a section that talks about Gog and Magog doing battle at the end of, like, before the Armageddon, before the biblical end times. And biblical conspiracy theorists, rapture, end times people are like, Gog and Magog, they cast America as one of them. I forget which, Gog or Magog, I don't remember. And whoever America's political rival is at the time, they decide is the other one. So during the Cold War, these like end times rapture people would be like, Gog and Magog are the United States and the USSR, and they're going to go to war, and it's going to lead to the end of the world, and Jesus is going to show up. Now you tend to see United States, China.
Whoa, wait. They think that the Bible was talking about countries?
Yes.
Is it written like the Bible's talking about, like, actual demons or some shit?
Yes.
Is Revelations Old or New Testament?
New Testament's at the very end. H. Baird says, Best Shatner voice, what does God need with a Squid Game?
Which again, if during this time Satan has used to deceive the whole world about the whirling, twirling space rock, he's also used industrial revolutions and things to massively increase the population to where it is more akin to the billions that would fit the number of the sands of the sea versus the numbers way back in the day of what the population would be. In other words, the Industrial Revolution is responsible for the very overpopulation they keep whining about now. So once again, the devil created
the... He took a dictionary, shredded it, put all the shreds in a pile, and grabbed out random words.
He's referencing things from Revelations, but just in really kind of schizophrenic ways. I don't mean that clinically, I mean that colloquially. Like, he's kind of reaching. But a lot of the end times prophecy stuff is that it's trying to connect vague Nostradamus...
Sands of time? Sands of the... What did he say?
Sands on the beaches. It's like a reference to Revelation. Sands on...
Revelation.
Their number is countless, as the sands on the seashore is a reference in Revelations. Revelations 28. Let's see. Can we get an NIV version? That would be helpful.
What is it? Like, why?
NIV is New International. It's just got clearer language that's closer to today's English. And will go out to deceive the nations in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, and to gather them for battle. In numbers, they are like the sands on the seashore. So they're, according to end time rapture evangelicals and stuff, they think that this is Gog and Magog gathering humans to fight for their sides that are more numerous than the sands on the seashore, which just means lots and lots of people. So he thinks that Satan did the Industrial Revolution so there'd be more people, so it would match up closer to the sands on a seashore line from the Bible.
This is 74 Quinn 74 asks Baha, were you also put through a Christian school or raised Christian like Hannah? I got sent to Christian school and that shit fucks you up. No. If it's not clear, I know absolutely nothing about the Bible or Christianity or any religion, really, beyond the fact that they exist. It's constantly... Hannah's like, oh, we'll be watching something. Oh, that's a reference to X, Y, and Z in the Bible. And I'm like, really? Or, like, there was one thing that really messed me up the other day where she was talking about...
the 6,000-year-old Earth thing from creationism. And Baha thought that... and I understand why she would think this, based on the way that creationists talk about it. She thought somewhere in the Bible it literally said, like, the Earth is 6,000 years old, or some date that would make them say the Earth is 6,000 years old. And I explained, no, they took the such and such begat such and such genealogy and just added them all up. I had to explain that, and that fucked you up.
That messed me up. I was like, so you're telling me some rando did some crazy math where people live like 900 years and they got the age of the Earth, and that's what the majority of like Christians believe.
Majority of creationists. Okay. I don't know if the
majority of creationists. Yeah. But like that really messed me up. No, I wasn't raised religious. I went to church with my grandmother one singular time. It was a Methodist church. And I hated every moment of it, but my brother and I did it to make my grandma happy. But no, my parents did not discuss religion with us at all, on purpose. Which is why my brother and I are both atheists.
Yeah. I appreciate your parents for that.
Yeah. Me too.
The problem, overpopulation through industrialization, to get the reaction, oh, we're too overpopulated, not enough resources, and get the solution, oh, we better depopulate. This is how the minds of the Luciferians work.
You're making up an enemy that does not exist. At best, people say, like, hey, we should probably have fewer kids. Which happens already in developed nations, as we've seen time and time again.
That I can...
Yeah, Sky Comet Fallen says you're lucky, Baja. Oh, I know. My, for high school, I went to a, like, very, very tiny rural high school because my parents didn't want me to go to high school in Flint, because of, like, violence and stuff. And there were, like, a ridiculously small number of people in this town, but there were, like, a god-awful amount of churches. And I think I was, like, one of the only people in that whole fucking city that didn't believe in God or whatever. It was very, very strange, hearing the amount of people that thought specific things in that area. It was, like, just insanity. Sorry, my allergies are bothering me really bad.
Can tell, just like everything else. They created the Industrial Revolution, eventually got us all to drive around in big SUVs, and then blame us for quote-unquote climate change.
Satan made me drive a Hummer.
It's the same old game, over and over and over. So, this is just where my thoughts are. I'm not really interested in people's thoughts. I mean, I am, but unless it's backed with scripture, how do I believe it?
Sky Comet Fallen. Yes, I am from Flint, Michigan, as in the lead water Flint, Michigan. My family still lives there.
So that's why I've been touching on this stuff. Again,
Lily Love Stuff with 100 bits says, I grew up atheist too because my parents were divorced and my dad had custody. My dad was atheist and he grew up atheist too, but my sister and I were encouraged to explore other religions. I knew this stuff because of the cult my mom had joined, and she tried so hard to convert my sister and I, who were raised atheists, so hard, and used the death of our grandmother to try and get us when we were 10 and 8. Oh, I'm sorry. We resisted and made sure to keep our half-siblings skeptical. Ooh. I'm glad that you got out of it without getting indoctrinated. That's shitty that she tried to use that death.
Again, I don't know that it even makes a difference as far as...
How common are non-literalist Christians? I didn't know they even existed until 6 years ago in high school when I started watching this show called The Bible Reloaded. I couldn't tell you what current stats are on it. It's a decent bit. Non-religious affiliation is in the United States the fastest growing religious, I don't even know if I want to call it a denomination, fastest growing religious segment, let's say, is the non-religious. So unfortunately, I think we're fortunately getting fewer religious people, but those people that are religious are more extreme. So I don't know the amount of non-literalist Christians.
So, fun fact, I grew up not realizing that religious people actually believed what their religion was. Because, like, my parents never talked about it to me. I went to public school, and it just wasn't, like, a thing. And so I thought that it was like Santa Claus. I thought that people said that they believed in it to, like, get other people to do, like, morally good things.
You know, it shouldn't change your relationship with Christ in any way, shape, or form. It's all kind of just logistical as far as which show we're going to get, what we're going to watch. And, you know, just keep your eye out for the signs and times. And that's all I'm doing, is keeping my eyes out for the signs and times of the seasons. And anything, you know, pre-1973, I have no choice but to rely on the known liars, repeatedly proven liars that wrote our history. I have nothing to rely on but them.
You can go get history books written by all sorts of different people with different perspectives. What?
For any historical...
There isn't like a government department of like, you know, verifying history. You could go find bullshit history books, honestly, if you wanted.
Reference that isn't referring to the Bible. So I believe none of it. Absolutely none of it.
Why do you believe the Bible, though? Like, that
much of it could be true, just embellished.
He doesn't believe a history book from before he was born, but he believes this random Bible that's been translated a billion different times and ways, and there's tons of different versions of. Like, why? Like, how can they not think critically about that?
It's magical thinking. They've been taught either their whole lives or from a vulnerable period in their life that, by definition, the Bible is literally true, and anything that says otherwise or indicates otherwise is false. They have categorically, often from birth, but sometimes there are born-again Christians who are literalists, at some point decide to just say, this is true, and everything that is true is this. And that's like their compass center point that their entire life revolves around. It's very strange.
Can I name this sub baby?
Yeah, Poilu333, thanks for 9 months, says sub baby. What's the sub baby's name?
It is Premium Primavera.
Premium Primavera.
Yep.
Okay.
Got some alliteration going on.
You know, manipulated a little bit, and I believe a lot of it's complete fabrication. So, I cannot look at any man-written history outside of the Bible as an assured reference. And if you are saying, again, oh, there's no way that could be because this, and this, well, you are relying on the history of liars. I would warn against that. But it all comes down to, I don't think any of us know. And so, let God be true, every man a liar, his will be done. All grace, all praise, all glory to God. How it's supposed to go down, wherever we're at in the timeline, is how it will go down. It's just up to us to recognize it as it comes. And I think a lot of us are doing that. It's just, you know, a question I've had for a long time, and a lot of people have asked me about it. So it is what it is, and I'm, you know, going to let go of it for now. I'm not really trying to push the issue because, again, I don't think it makes a huge difference. I just think it's a real possibility because we know just with the maps alone that no one thought the world was a whirling, twirling space rock 500 years ago like they'd like us to think they did.
Does he think because maps are flat that people thought the Earth was flat?
Wait, what?
He just said, because of maps 500 years ago, we know that people didn't think the Earth was round 500 years ago. Does he think because they used flat maps as projections to help with navigation that the Earth was flat?
Yeah, and he's probably never seen, like, a globe from 500 years ago.
Oh my god. 74 Quinn 74 says, when you believe in the coincidence of God says so, what is any other fact in comparison? Confidence, sorry.
So, yeah, it's seems to be a relatively new lie, and it's been a pretty effective lie in deceiving the whole world, just like Satan told us he would do when he was released for that little season. Unfortunately, I have no clue how long a little season is in God's eyes. So, that's just where I'm at.
God,
Talk to
he's
y'all
so
later.
sad.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
What?
Oh.
What?
Just the monkey wearing a mask.
Yeah, might be anecdotal, but I think he's doing worse. His last channel got deleted, and I think he's having a bad time.
Yeah, definitely seems like it.
All right, let's see who we're gonna raid. Cirrus is at 163 hours. He's never gonna be free ever again. This is just his life now.
Yep.
That's a shame. You want to pick someone for me to raid? Preferably not the people who already have over 1,000.
Yeah.
Just because, yeah.
Who's the Julian Field?
Member of the QAnon Anonymous
Run as
podcast.
president on either party. Because what?
Let's do them.
Okay. All right. Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, everyone. It was fun joining the tinfoil.
I'll see you.
Meme for Baja. Must see the beam.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good meme.
Good Mimi.
May.
May. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow for probably a whatever Wednesday or maybe a Chud Watch. We haven't done a straight Chud Watch in a while. We've done a lot of whatever days, so.
You can't do anything straight. It'd be a gay Chud Watch.
Okay, we might do a big gay Chud Watch.
It
Uh,
has been foily.
Bye, everyone.